the most complete sports coverage in Siouxland. Watch live full broadcasts of local high school sports on SiouxlandProud.com. Just click Live Sporting Events under the Sports tab. KCAU 9 and Metro Sports TV. We're Siouxland proud.
Banking isn't just about financial products. It's about service and what we can do for you. Those personal touches are at the core of who we are at Central Bank. Decisions are made locally by people who get to know you. And while a lot has changed since 1877, we're still committed to our customers and to being the best bank in every community we serve. Central Bank, member FDIC.
If you want it spit polished and shiny like new, take your rig to C60 Detail. Bumper to bumper, side to side, top to bottom, and in and out. C60 works on everything. Cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, semis, and even farm equipment. You name it, they can do it. Your satisfaction is in the details. C60 Detail, just east of Hinton on C60.
Iowa Lakes is the biggest bang for your buck. I don't know why you wouldn't come here. There's more to community colleges than you think. It's not just go to class and go home. There's still so many fun things you can do on campus. I made some great friendships with my professors. Like, I wanted to go to class. I wanted to do their assignments. You know, I liked the challenge that they gave me. And I think that makes a world of difference. I couldn't have asked for more. My name is Lauren Flayhardy, and I think Iowa Lakes is the perfect place to be.
Looking for great food and a friendly atmosphere? Check out the Junkyard Pub and Grub. Stop in for a burger, pizza, wings, or a cold drink to wet your whistle. It's the Junkyard Pub and Grub in Hinton. Roofing solutions, pre-engineered steel buildings, and design build solutions. Modern builders and modern design architects can make it happen. With over 60 years of experience, Modern Builders can manage every aspect of your build. Design, cost, scheduling, and performance. Check them out on the web at modernbuildinc.com. Modern Builders, proud sponsor of the Hinton Hard Hat Award winner.
This perfect ring is for Allie from Zach. They married without a diamond ring right before Zach went to serve his country. And now he's back. Jake and Sarah successfully pitched a big client together over a year ago. They got along very well. So well, in fact, Jake's about to pitch Sarah a proposal. Every diamond tells a story, but there's no story like yours. And there's no diamond like a Greenberg's diamond. Greenberg's Jewelers, a cut above the rest.
Welcome to Wall of Fame, where style meets customization, specializing in crafting custom clothing and print shirts. We ensure every stitch and every print is of the highest quality, so you get the best clothes every time. We're here for all your promotion needs, and the best part, our process is seamless. Simply share your designs with us and we'll handle the rest. Get custom clothes for the best price. Wall of Fame.
When the leaves start to turn, that means summer's over. So head to Baumgars now for your pre-winter needs. In one stop, you'll find leaf rakes and winterizing fertilizers for your lawn, plus batteries and antifreeze for your car, weather strip, caulk, and pest control for your home, and warmer clothing for you. There's shelter for your pets and heaters, including electric, propane, and kerosene to keep you warm. From the Midwest to the Rockies, Baumgars is your fall weatherization headquarters.
Tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Kunkel Trucking. Kunkel Trucking is a locally owned livestock hauling company. If you need livestock transported or would love to drive for them, give Chad a call at Kunkel Trucking, 712-251-5615.
Up to your neck and trying to swim through confusing insurance policy choices? Well, before you drown in coverage you don't need, contact Allstate agent Ryan Stussy. Ryan will help you assess your immediate and also long-term needs so you can clearly choose options catered to your home, personal property, or financial future. Contact Ryan and review your coverage today. 605-377-6776. Don't drown in coverage that you don't need. Stay afloat with Allstate agent Ryan Stussy. 605-377-6776.
Homecoming here at Hinton High School. We're proud to present this one, a Central Bank pregame show, making it happen since 1877. Central Bank, a proud sponsor of Metro Sports Television. Mitch McCumber joined alongside me, Seth Dedeker, and we're hoping to see a good matchup between the Blackhawks and the Eagles here tonight. Seth, obviously, we're going to flush what happened last week. That was a bad loss for the Blackhawks, losing 15-0 to Ridgeview, and that's kind of the mentality that you have to have, especially on a night like tonight with it being homecoming. Flush it and let it go. Let's move on. But we're going to see a bit of more of a physical matchup with these two teams that have really contrasting styles.
Yeah, Hinton likes to run the ball. Basically, they're not going to, mess around with what they actually do. Lawton themselves like to throw the ball around a little bit. They'll try to run the ball. They'll get out in their spread outfits and do that too.
And we'll get to that with our starting lineups and our keys to the game. We'll take a quick break as the color guard's going to present the colors and the band will play the national anthem. We'll take a quick break here on Metro Sports and be back with that and the conclusion of our Central Bank pregame show right after this.
Banking isn't just about financial products. It's about service and what we can do for you. Those personal touches are at the core of who we are at Central Bank. Decisions are made locally by people who get to know you. And while a lot has changed since 1877, we're still committed to our customers and to being the best bank in every community we serve. Central Bank, member FDIC.
Iowa Lakes is the biggest bang for your buck. I don't know why you wouldn't come here. There's more to community colleges than you think. It's not just go to class and go home. There's still so many fun things you can do on campus. I made some great friendships with my professors. I wanted to go to class. I wanted to do their assignments. I liked the challenge that they gave me. And I think that makes a world of difference. I couldn't have asked for more. My name is Lauren Flayhardy, and I think Iowa Lakes is the perfect place to be.
Tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Kunkel Trucking. Kunkel Trucking is a locally owned livestock hauling company. If you need livestock transported or would love to drive for them, give Chad a call at Kunkel Trucking, 712-251-5615.
Back after that nice rendition of our national anthem by the pep band here at Hinton as both teams get ready to take the field here. We got about 6.5 minutes until kickoff here and at the Central Bank pregame show. And before we get to our Vernite keys to the game, we'll talk about a couple key players, Seth, on both sides. Starting with Hinton, we've come very accustomed to calling these guys' names out. Gabe Anderson, the leading passer and rusher for this Blackhawk team, and Caden Barrett, 9 catches for 118 yards, becoming the leading receiver for the first 4 games for the Blackhawks and doing most of the tackling and a lot of the tackling. Brogan Lake, but also Jackson Kunkel doing a really good job. That's a good defensive unit, and those 2 stars really showcase their talents. But if you haven't and aren't familiar with Lawton-Bronson, Noah Drew, just a sophomore, good pocket passer, good quarterback, has been able to throw for 382 yards and 2 touchdowns. Evan Tanager, a solid running back, has 188 yards on the ground with 2 touchdowns. They have 2 stud wideouts on the outside with J.J. Hope and Kaylor Garnand. And then doing a lot of their tackling on the defensive side, a junior with 31 tackles and a tackle and a half for loss. Lane Mitchell, going to have to look out for Lane, and he'll be big number 32 on the defensive side for the Eagles. And just a couple guys to look out for before we get to our Vernite keys to the game. And normally we have 3 keys to the game. I want to get you into 3 different cars. Make sure that you stop into Vernite of Sioux Falls and Sioux City, a proud sponsor of our keys to the game. And I just basically, before the game started, after the week that they had, I messaged Coach Kadrian Hardinson, and I said, Coach, run me through the game plan and your week of preparation going to this game. It's a bigger game just because it is homecoming. What do you guys need to do? And he goes, Mitch, our emphasis this week was just getting back into our identity. We need to establish our run game. That's our foundation offensively. And defensively, we need to focus back to the basics. We need to align properly each and every play, make the plays when the opportunity arises. And that's very big coach speak, but it's true, and if Hinton wants to get back into the win column. Yeah, and the main thing that Hinton just needs to do is they're going to have to keep their focus. Last week it just kind of seemed like, it was a little lackadaisical, but this week, I think they have that razor focus, and they're going to use that to their advantage. And they'll need to do so because this is a Lawton-Bronson team that started off the season 0-4, looking for their first win. They don't care if they have to spoil the homecoming or not. They want to come in here and find a victory. And like we talked about before, this is 2 teams that have 2 contrasting styles. So if you start off the game playing Lawton-Bronson's style of play, it can fall into no man's land to where you don't want to be at. We'll see how it goes as they get ready for the coin toss here. We'll take another quick step aside, take a quick timeout, and be back with our starting lineups here on Metro Sports Television.
Josh and Emily are visiting Emily's parents this weekend, where Josh will propose. He's nervous, but not about the ring. Well done, Josh. Well done. Chase is proposing to Ashley at the resort where they first met. Ashley was vacationing with friends, but Chase ended up being her best friend of all, plus some. Every diamond tells a story, but there's no story like yours. And there's no diamond like a Greenberg's diamond. Greenberg's Jewelers, a cut above the rest.
KCAU and Metro Sports TV have teamed up to give you the most complete sports coverage in Siouxland. Watch live full broadcasts of local high school sports on SiouxlandProud.com. Just click live sporting events under the sports tab. KCAU 9 and Metro Sports TV. We're Siouxland proud.
Prestige. Widespread respect and admiration felt for someone or something on the basis of a perception of their achievements or quality. It's a name that speaks for itself. Prestige is something you earn. It's where quality counts since 1975. And we improve ourselves at every chance by working with customers every step of the way. Visit either Prestige Collision Center's location today, where it's more than just a name.
Jackrabbits don't.
Back here on the Central Bank pregame show, and as always, every game we start you off with the Kunkel Trucking starting line. As Kunkel Trucking, a family-owned trucking company based out of Merrill, Iowa. They specialize in transportation of livestock, primarily in the Midwest. Kunkel Trucking, a proud sponsor of our starting lineups. As you see, they're getting introduced onto the field, and take us through the starting lineups offensively and defensively for the Blackhawks.
Yeah, left tackle, we're going to start with Jacob Bishop. At left guard, we'll have Reese Stokes. We'll have at center, Reese Schroeder. At right guard, Carson Divis. At right tackle, Jackson Kunkel. At wide receiver, Caden Barrett. At tight end, Kyle Leary. Fullback, Cole Friesen. And at H-back, we'll have Tommy Tanner. And running back will be Carver DeGroot. And quarterback will be Gabe Anderson.
All right, and then we'll switch over onto the defensive side as it will be Hinton receiving the opening kick. So when the defense comes out, we'll get you those defensive starters as well. But Hinton in the home black uniforms. Lawton in the away whites. And
see a little switch there on offense here with the injury to Brooks Benedus. Unfortunately, bad injury, none of them any were good, but bad injury. So we have tonight Cole Friesen playing fullback, and we have Carpenter Group playing running back tonight.
There's a couple guys that will need to fill into their spots. Carpenter Group, a junior, coming in and filling that spot there at the tailback position. Hinton is set to receive the kick here on Homecoming. We are set to kick this one off here on Metro Sports. Kick end over end will be fielded and taken by the Blackhawks all the way up and finding a little bit of a seam and then falling forward. Nice return. About the 35, 36 yard line. Great return to start there.
It's like Micah Robbins.
Micah Robbins, just a sophomore, will get the Blackhawks started in great field position. They will mark it at the 36 yard line. That will be where Gabe Anderson and company will start this one. Set up 3 receivers wide, does Anderson. Motion a guy in. Can they get the ground game going? 0.6 yards a carry last week against Ridgeview. First run here goes for a lot more than that, and will fall forward. And gaining about 3 yards are the Blackhawks, and they can get 3 yards a gain.
Cole Friesen on the carry. Yeah, that's kind of what you just want to do right off the bat. You want to get into your rhythm. Even if it's only going to be a couple yards here and there, the main thing is you just want to pound the ball and especially wear them down up front.
Yes, basically asserting dominance. This Lawton-Bronson front line, hefty but not very big in size, as they only have, looks like about 4 or 5 guys that really can hold up there as Anderson gets hoisted above his peers, and will be enough for a first down, as that will be a run for 5 yards.
That was a lot of what was missing last week, but like I said, we're going to move on to this week and focus on this week. That's the key word for the game for me, focus.
Focus. And it'll actually be third down. They're going to mark him about a half yard short. So it'll bring up a 3rd and 1.5 feet here. Anderson under center here. Hand off. It'll be a quick handoff, and plunging forward again is Friesen, and he will have a first down for the Blackhawks, the first down of the game.
Yep, good run there. Just turn the legs. You know you only got to get a yard. Just make sure you can get that yard.
And early, the point of emphasis for Hinton is just making sure you put a hat on a hat offensively and really move the line of scrimmage. Is something they didn't do very well last week, and still
a lot better this week so far.
Yes, still found himself, only down 15 and a chance to win their comeback in the ball game in the 4th quarter. Anderson will try his first pass. That one will be complete. Bouncing off a tackler and fighting forward for what would look to be a first down.
And Tommy Tanner with a great run there. Great catch and run afterwards.
And they will give him a first down, a gain of 11 on that play.
Yeah, great quality catch there, quality run afterwards. Run through that, a run through the tackle, and he got himself some yards. And he did have a pretty big game last week, too. Tommy Tanner did.
You need to keep that going for the momentum, at least take a little bit of pieces from that film and move forward on things that did work for you. Coach Harderson does a really good job of doing that. Now it'll be a pitch out, Friesen with some room. Can't dodge that tackle, though. Nice tackle on the outside. Wrapping up is Evan Tanager.
Yep.
We talked about him in the pregame. One of the leading tacklers for the Lawton-Bronson Eagles. He makes a tackle there for a loss of about 4 on the play.
Yep, I like the play call there. Little pitch to the outside, see if you can maybe catch them sleeping. Tanager had that one read perfectly.
Comes playing that D-end outside linebacker position, and he just kept his contained, fought through that block, and was able to make the tackle. They fake the handoff to Friesen, and now the ball gets popped out.
Oh, no.
And falling on it, I believe Lawton-Bronson has it.
That's Lawton's ball.
Well, a turnover on the opening drive turns the ball back over to the Eagles.
Well,
And after a first down,
in the words of Mike Tyson, everybody's got a plan until you get punched in the mouth. So we're going to see what happens with the Hinton Blackhawks right here. They got punched in the mouth here by Lawton. Now, it could have been self-inflicted. You could have this go one of two ways. You can either fold under pressure or you can buck up.
We'll see what they do here as lining up with 3 receivers to our far side. I'll throw the ball over. Now it'll be intercepted!
Pick 6!
And it's a pick 6. No one's going to catch him.
Carver DeGroot, pick 6.
Carver DeGroot, just what the doctor ordered. How do you respond to a punch in the mouth? That's a good right hook right there.
That's a really good way to respond right there.
And we'll watch it on our KCAU 9 replay. That was telegraphed perfectly. The ball thrown by Drew is just a little late, and Carver DeGroot read that like a book and took that back for 6. A huge play for the Blackhawks.
Yeah, great play there. Just great anticipation, waiting on that ball to get there, and then off to the races.
It's a huge pick 6 for the Blackhawks as their opening drive stalled on a fumble, and they take it all the way back in one play on defense. Defense turns to instant offense for them as they line up for the extra point. That one up in through the uprights good. 7-0. 8:55 left to go in the first quarter. Take a quick break and be right back here on Metro Sports Television.
If you want it spit polished and shiny like new, take your rig to C60 Detail. Bumper to bumper, side to side, top to bottom, and in and out. C60 works on everything. Cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, semis, and even farm equipment. You name it, they can do it. Your satisfaction is in the details. C60 Detail, just east of Hinton on C60.
Back here on Homecoming, so Hinton turns the ball over on a sloppy pitch by Anderson, and they immediately turn around the very next possession, the next play on defense to get a pick 6 from Carver DeGroot as we're watching that replay there. You talk about taking on adversity and how you can handle that adversity. You can't do it much better than right there.
I mean, honestly, that's probably the perfect thing you can do. Championship football teams, we don't want to, talk that into existence, but championship football teams are great at that. They get a little adversity in their face, and then what they do is they respond. And that's the perfect example of what a team will do that has that potential. Kick off deep.
That one bounces in and will go in the back of the end zone as we have 8:55 still on a Premier Communications scoreboard. It's 7-0 Blackhawks as our Riley Lillenquist doing a really good job as our score birdie is down. So he is our eyes and ears in the scoring column. So bear with him. Does a great job in our truck here. And a great crowd on attendance for both sides. Obviously, with it being homecoming, I feel like a lot more alumni and people come out to show their support. But, I mean, look on the other side, too, and the Lawton side filled up well as they're showing their support for their Eagles. This one will be a pitch and clogged up in the middle.
That's just great That's great pressure up the front on the defensive line. That's going to be Reese Stokes, and that's going to be even Jacob Bishop. Looked like he got on the tackle there.
Now you're trying to. This is a team, Lawton, that tries to go trying to be more multidimensional with the pass and the run. So with their opening pass play going in interception, I think they're going to try to establish a little bit more of the run. But in these last 2 run plays,
haven't really
Hinton
gone more.
Had none of it.
And that's why I said Hinton, number one, the main thing for them, like we said, was the focus and make sure that you don't let things get in the way. Obviously, with it being homecoming, you have those certain distractions afterwards, who's going to the dance and everything else. But the main thing that the kids just need to focus on is the football game at hand and the task at hand. And right now, it looks like they're up to the challenge.
Absolutely. And I know where you and I are heading after this ball game. We're going to the Junkyard Pub and Grill.
Oh,
Pub
yeah.
and Grub, absolutely. Getting ourselves a maybe some appetizers and maybe a couple cold ones, depending on if Hinton gets the dub here. They do find themselves up 7-0. Drew looks to pass. That one deflected at the line of scrimmage. That is Jacob Bishop. Will knock that one down. So after 2 runs for a yard apiece, it'll stall this drive. And it'll be 4th down and a long 8 for the Blackhawks, or for the Eagles, excuse me.
Easy to forget or get those mixed up a little bit.
Same color combination. So.
Yep. Now, the one thing I did notice about Lawton is their stats. They show they do have a decent punter from what it looked like, at least from the stats.
That one really high end over end, and that one will fall and stop and be corralled at about just inside the 45-yard line, so not that far of a net kick. Probably one of the shorter kicks he's had all season, and it sets up Lawton.
I was going to say, yeah, from the yardages that he's been punting, it looks like he's been pretty good, and the averages he's been having, that just seemed like a bad one.
Sets up Hinton in a great position. They're open their second drive in enemy territory. Anderson set with Friesen in the backfield. And that one, a muff snap, and Anderson just has to fall on it. So
well, got lucky there that it could have been a lot worse, but at the end of the day, we're starting to lose a little more focus here again. And, the attention spans of kids right now, or, at least of these guys, is not very, it's pretty short. So hopefully they get it figured out here. Just a couple of bad snaps and bad handles. They'll get it corrected.
They set now 2nd down and what seems to be a mile. 2nd and 17. That one will be a clean handoff to Friesen. Friesen bounces out of an original tackle, but is able only to fall forward for about a yard and a half. It'll bring up a long 3rd down and about 16 to go here now. I know, especially a team that likes to run the ball a lot, not a lot of plays you have in your playbook, but Anderson has completed the ball. He's done a really good job of it. You completed that one earlier on the first drive to Tanner.
Yep.
There's stuff in the playbook. It just usually.
Well, if you're going to go for it on 4th down too, you could still technically run the ball here.
And Anderson will roll out, throws across, and
Great catch.
He's trying to stretch forward. He will be short, but a nice catch and run there by Caden Barrett.
Great effort.
And he'll be about 5 yards short.
So that's what I said. They're kind of in that territory. You can get some of that yardage back. Now you're in territory where you can go for it because, you can punt, but what are the chances you're going to punt out in the back of the end zone and give it at the 20 anyway? At this point, analytics say you might as well go for it at this point because your defense you feel is good enough you can stop them if you do turn the ball over.
Right. With Lawton's first 2 drives, the first one resulted in a pick 6. The other one resulted in a 1-yard net gain. So I believe that Coach Ardenson trusts that defense. Lay it to pass. Open is Barrett, and he does make the catch. Makes a man miss and falls forward, and they will have a 1st down. That one looked like it was at his shoelaces, and he made the catch.
That's a great catch by Caden there. Leading receiver, like we talked about earlier in the broadcast. And if you can just get him the ball, he can get out in space. He does have some wiggle to him. They can make some guys miss and take off there. Maybe not quite to what Gabe's got, but, he's pretty good.
And we've seen him throw a couple jump balls, and I would too, over to our near side now in Kyle Leary where he sits up. Anderson will hand the ball off up the middle. The ball comes out again, and falling on it, luckily, are the Blackhawks, but that's the 2nd time, really the 3rd time.
The 3rd time we've seen this.
The ball's hit the turf for Hinton, so.
Well, hopefully they start to get this figured out pretty quick because they keep fumbling the ball. It's not going to work. One of these times, it's not going to work out in their favor. It already happened once. It's going to happen again.
They need to get some stick 'em.
Not sure if that's legal or not, but.
Not like in baseball where you go to the sideline and the official checks you or anything. Set up now, 2nd and 7. Anderson will keep it this time up the middle, has some room, and he will chug forward for a 1st down. A nice gain there Anderson gains about 12 yards on the run.
And that zone read there, that was the perfect read there. He knew he had an opening straight up the middle, take off and run.
It'll set up the Blackhawks at 1st and 10 at the 15-yard line. And getting to the line quickly again will be Hinton with Friesen in the backfield. Anderson will take the snap, fake the handoff, throws it outside, and a nice spin move, and then lunging forward. That's a nice catch by Carver DeGroot. As he had the pick six, he's trying to get a touchdown on offense and a touchdown on defense there. As that spin move freed him for some space. And able to fall forward for a couple more yards. It'll set up just a 2nd down and 5. Ball will be at the 10-yard line.
Yeah, great 5-yard gain there. Chris DeRoshi sends his regards to us up here in the broadcast booth tonight.
Appreciate all you guys watching at home, on the road, wherever you may be. On YouTube, Twitter Live, and Siouxland Proud. Thank you for tuning into our broadcast. Anderson wants to take it himself, has a little bit of wiggle room, will fall forward and have the 1st down. It looks like the official's right on the 5-yard line, and they will give him the 1st down, so it'll be 1st and goal from the 5-yard line for the Blackhawks.
So once again here, we don't want to do anything too cute. We just want to keep pounding it down their throat and punch it in.
Right, it looks like the runs towards the inside have worked really well. Towards the outside, we had that run earlier that got swallowed up by the Eagles, and I want to make sure that they do everything to keep it inside as a timeout will be taken. We'll take a quick timeout with them. Still 3:32 left to go in the 1st quarter. The Premier Communications scoreboard has the Hinton Blackhawks leading 7-0 on their homecoming here on Metro Sports Television.
Tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Kunkel Trucking. Kunkel Trucking is a locally owned livestock hauling company. If you need livestock transported or would love to drive for them, give Chad a call at Kunkel Trucking, 712-251-5615.
H2O for You is your water store. H2O for You is the solution for cleaner dishes, clothes, showers, and tubs, and water that tastes fantastic. Your water store will even test your family's water for free. And all of our equipment comes with free basic installation. Having issues with your current water system? Your water store services most brands. Have the clean, soft, great-tasting water your family deserves. Go to softwater.com or call 258-SOFT today.
As we dwindle down with the last final nice days it seems like we're going to have left of the summer/fall, make sure you stop down and see Luke Benabus at C60 Detail. Get your car or boat. You're putting your boat away for the time being. Get it as that one thrown over to Leary out of his hands. Go get your car or boat or ATV, anything that you need. Get it go over detailed at C60 Detail. Proud sponsor of Metro Sports Television. I need to get my car over there. I tell you what, I love the look of a black car, but it's the dirtiest car that you can ever have. One little speck of dirt, and the whole thing's covered, it seems like.
Well, C60 Detail would be a great place to go. Just go talk to Luke. He'll take care of you.
Absolutely. Need to head over there. I got a free weekend this weekend. I might head over there. After that incompletion on 1st down, they set up 2nd down for the Blackhawks. Handoff Friesen up the middle, and he will find his way into the end zone, a 5-yard rush. And it puts Hinton at a 2-score advantage.
Yep, that's kind of what you're looking for them to do is just, like I said, just keep pounding it down their throat. Eventually they're going to wear down, and they're going to allow you to score at will.
And the kind of Red Seas parted there. Even the initial hit by a linebacker wasn't until around the goal line. So all it took with Friesen and his big body was just to fall forward. Only a junior. That field goal is up and good.
Talented junior class that we got here. I mean, the seniors are really, really good too, but we have a talented junior class right behind them. So even the next couple of years are going to be pretty good for Hinton football.
Reese Stokes knocks in his 2nd extra point, and the score extends to a 14-point advantage for the Blackhawks. 3:27 left to go in the 1st quarter, and kind of a little bit what we talked about off camera here, Seth, is something we thought that Hinton would come out a little bit more focused, a little bit kind of pissed off of how the game happened and ended last week. And especially you want to get back into your winning ways now that you're playing into conference. You're going to get alignments for seeding and different things like that. We knew they were going to come out and establish the run and do what they needed to do. And so far, Coach Hardison has to like what he sees.
Yeah, I mean, you have a 2-score lead. You're still in the first quarter. I mean, there's not much else you can ask for. The one thing that he doesn't want to see right now is he doesn't want to see his defense just decide they're going to start taking plays off because they got a 2-score lead. The game is not over by any stretch of the imagination.
Yeah, complacency would be a killer for the Blackhawks. This one, a nice return. It'll be negated by what looks like to be a holding flag thrown by the fire judge here. That flag got a little bit of distance on it. Threw that one about 15 yards in the air.
Sign him up, Coach. We got ourselves a quarterback there, huh?
Eligibility might be a bit of a question.
Yeah, that's true. I forgot about that.
So Will set. Looks like the Eagles back another few yards here as their opening possession was going to start around the 25-yard line. See where they move that flag back.
I think the ball boy was trying to help out and flag for him.
Yeah, we'll mark them back about 10 yards. So they'll start inside their own 20. The 1st and 10.
Bunch formation left here. Maybe looking for a screen. Yep.
Throw the screen again. This time they do get it complete and off to the races, running hard. That's a great catch and run by Dominique Smith, the senior. Just 5'8", 145 pounds, but he's got some wheels to him. They're looking to get that on the first play when DeGroat intercepted it for the pick 6. That one they blocked up well and were able to get a first down out of it. Noah Drew completes his first pass of the game. They will do a handoff the very next play and nearly breaking to the outside, beginning racked up nicely. That's a nice run on the outside by Evan Tanager.
That was a good run by Tanager there. It wasn't a lot there for him to run through it. He squeezed through the hole and still picked up a few yards on the play.
Got about, looks like a gain of 7. Tackled on the outside by Carver DeGroot. We've mentioned his name a couple times already. He wants to be in either the Wall of Fame Player of the Game or the Hard Hat Player of the Game. Modern Builders, proud sponsor of our Hard Hat Player of the Game. Drew pumps, throws this one over, and that's a very good speedy receiver on the outside. Brady Marsh makes the reception, 6-foot senior. And that's one thing that Lawton has a lot of receiver-wise. They have March, J.J. Hope, a guy we haven't even mentioned yet in Garnand. At least three talented receivers with Tanager running the ball in the backfield and Drew throwing the ball. This offense can get it going, just needs to stop shooting themselves in the foot. Drew looks to throw again. This one is over to Garnand.
And great stop there by DeGroot.
And DeGroot makes another stop, another tackle.
Yeah, he read that one perfectly too. He stayed at home, didn't get sucked out, falling back too far, and saw him sit down in that route and took him out.
Sets up. Second down, and they have 11. It looks like he's right at the sticks. We'll give him 2nd and 10. So no gain on the reception there. Drew with Tanager in the backfield again, looking to throw, this time over the middle. It's behind the receiver and caught, and being thrown to the ground.
Jackson Kunkel on the tackle there.
Eli Sasvold makes the grab, and it'll bring up 3rd down in about 7 for the Eagles, and they set up again.
And that's perfect. That's what you want your defense to do. You want to have them in a 3rd and long situation versus that 3rd and short where they allowed them on the last couple of drives, or they've allowed them a little bit here. And that happened a lot last week as I got them in the 3rd and shorts a lot. This week it looks a little bit better. Harder
to extend drives when you're playing from behind the sticks, as Drew tried to get the team
fell down.
Offsides, and receiver falls down on the far side. And that was Brady March, and that could have been a near pick six on the other side. But it falls aimlessly to the turf, and it'll force a punting situation for the Eagles.
Yep, a little bit of luck with them falling down there. They've had some luck tonight already with a couple of them fumbles that they've had.
Off the punt, and they do, although the first one wasn't as far, they do trust the punter's leg as both return men set up at the 15-yard line. That one nearly blocked. At the side of the foot, a fair catch will be called for and made at the 23-yard line, and that's where the Blackhawks will start their fourth drive of the contest. With 39 seconds left to go in the first quarter, I'll tell you what, Seth, we'll stay here. We talked about what we liked so far out of the Blackhawks. The first drive started off well, had the fumble that turned the ball over. Obviously, didn't want that to happen. Then you turned it right around and have the pick six. And they get a little sloppy on their next possession with a fumbled snap. Kind of secured and calmed themselves down on that last drive, driving all the way down. I feel like it's the old adage of if it's not broke, don't fix it. And if you can keep running it up the middle, keep running up the middle. If you have to run the same dive play over and over again, and if it's going to get you 5 to 10 yards, it's going to get you 5 to 10 yards. You don't have to be cute with it.
No, and that's the main thing. A lot of people these days, especially with high school football, they're trying to come out here. They're trying to throw the ball over the place. They're trying to be the next Patrick Mahomes, basically. You don't have to do that in high school football. The people that can control the clock and play good defense are going to win a lot of games.
Yeah, and I mean, shout out to my old alumni. Sergeant Bluff Luton just beat Harlan 42-0 last week, and they didn't complete a single pass. 0 for 5 passing, but ran for over 450 yards and beat a multiple-time state champion and did it the way they wanted to do it. And it doesn't matter if it's cute or ugly as long as it produces a win in the win column.
That's all anybody's going to remember at the end of the year is that win in the win column.
Absolutely, and so far, Hinton is right on their way on homecoming as we reach the end of the first quarter here. Blackhawks lead at 14-0 on the Premier Communications scoreboard. We'll take a quick break and be back with the start of the second quarter here on Metro Sports Television.
It happens in Siouxland every day.
KCAU 9 News cuts through the noise every day to bring what's happening around your community into focus.
Amplifying what matters in Siouxland.
Your time is valuable.
So when this happens, and this happens,
and this, count on KCAU 9 News to bring you what matters.
KCAU 9 News. We are Siouxland proud.
Banking isn't just about financial products. It's about service and what we can do for you. Those personal touches are at the core of who we are at Central Bank. Decisions are made locally by people who get to know you. And while a lot has changed since 1877, we're still committed to our customers and to being the best bank in every community we serve. Central Bank, member FDIC.
Back here at homecoming for the Hinton Blackhawks is our game 14-0 just to start the second quarter. West Sioux up 6-0 on our other side station as well. And we have the game up in Sioux Falls. That top-ranked Patriots team at it again. Make sure you check in on those games as well, especially when we go to halftime. We got our great Northwest Bank halftime show coming up here. We still got a quarter to go as Anderson throws it outside. It's going to be a double pass.
Wide open.
And wide open is DeGroat again. And DeGroat has another house call. Is he going to get caught? He does. Oh. It's a nice play.
Great effort there on
the outside. J.J. Hope, I believe, tracked him down. But that double pass, that one was a beauty. We'll have it on our KCAU replay.
Well, that would be a homecoming special right there is what that is.
That one thrown. It's the lateral to the far pass, and without J.J. Hope's wheels, that is a touchdown for sure. Good job by him just to track that down and leave it off the scoreboard. Otherwise, DeGroat would have had himself number 2 on the day. But either way, a huge gain of about 50 yards. Sets up Hinton at 1st and 10 from the 15-yard line. A timeout will be taken by Hinton. They want to talk that over.
Yeah, it looks like the play clock was running down there and made a smart call and took a timeout.
So you say homecoming special.
The homecoming special there. That's happened a couple of times, Back in the day, when I used to play here, we had a play that we'd draw up and we'd bring it out for homecoming.
Right.
That's not quite like it, but it's pretty close.
There you go. So the homecoming special play puts a little spark into this second quarter. That's a big swing of momentum, and it looked like even the screen pass was going to work for a little bit of yardage there, and then the ball gets.
Yeah, he could have just ran himself and been fine.
Obviously we see it up in the booth, but again, we talk about a great initial pass and the pass to go downfield to DeGroat, but talk about J.J. Hope recognizing that his man beat him pass and able to track him down and make the tackle. If not, that would have been a touchdown play and probably one of our plays of the night you would have seen on KCAU 9 later on in the broadcast. Just make sure you go after we're done here and you guys get settled in at home. Channel in to check in on KCAU 9 and Anthony Mitchell. I'll have all the highlights for all the action around Siouxland. Friesen runs up the middle again, looking for touchdown number 2. He'll gain about 8 yards and set up a 2nd down and 2 for the Blackhawks.
Great blocking by the linemen up front, not only along with a good run there, but great blocking up front. They're just pushing that line wherever they want right now.
And good to see progression from one week to another, as we talked about before. Couldn't get a lot of the run game established last week, and able to come out and really assert dominance early in this one is a huge step in the right direction for the Blackhawks. Trying to run up the middle again. Friesen with another hole. Friesen's in for the touchdown. That one 7 yards out. Cole Friesen adds his 2nd of the night.
That was a combination of good blocking and good running. He saw the outside lane, took it, and he wasn't going to be stopped.
Well, if you look at that replay, and Friley, our producer, plays it back one more time, you will see a hat on a hat for everyone accountable in that defensive position. That's just a great job taught offensively. Not anywhere. No one's going to make that tackle because you have a hat on a hat. The only one that makes a tackle, he's already fallen in the end zone.
Yep.
Extra point. Getting ready here as the officials will talk it over.
Not sure what the discussion is. He has a flag out. Too many men on the field or something possibly, or?
I'd say the extra point is automatic, but I may or may have not had a spread in a game last night that needed to be 6 points, and Aubrey may or may not have missed a field goal that was kind of important to me, so I won't say it's always automatic.
No, I found that out last week too. Extra points are not automatic.
They'll set up a.
I think I saw a shank last week. I don't even know. I golf, and I didn't even know you could do that on a football field.
Stokes sets up the extra point. This one holds down. Kick is on the way and right through the middle. 21-0 reads our Premier Communications scoreboard. 10:52 left to go before our Northwest Bank halftime show. Blackhawks have it rolling. Stay tuned with us. Take a quick break. Be right back on Metro Sports Television.
Iowa Lakes is the biggest bang for your buck. I don't know why you wouldn't come here. There's more to community colleges than you think. It's not just go to class and go home. There's still so many fun things you can do on campus. I've made some great friendships with my professors. I wanted to go to class. I wanted to do their assignments. I liked the challenge that they gave me. And I think that makes a world of difference. I couldn't have asked for more. My name is Lauren Flayhardy, and I think Iowa Lakes is the perfect place to be.
Back here on Metro Sports as Friesen runs his 2nd touchdown in of the night, 1 of 5 yards, this last one of 7. And you take that with the Carver Group pick 6, you find yourself with 21 points. Well, that is if Reese Stokes knocks all 3 of his extra points in, which he has. And now they set to kick off to a Lawton-Bronson team that had a good drive going until they stalled out on 4th down. and then had to punt the football away, but had the passing going for a little bit on that last drive. They want to try to keep that going, and if you're Hinton, you want to stuff the run and sit back and play coverage.
Nice deep kick there.
Kicked and received at the 2-yard line.
Good coverage there.
And great coverage. Swarming kick coverage and making the tackle at around the 15, 16-ish yard line. And that'll be where the Eagles start their first possession of the second quarter. And this first 12 minutes was...
So on the Lawton side, like you said, they've had some success on offense here, moving the ball this last drive. You want to kind of expand upon that, and you want to keep working it down the field. I mean, they had some success with those, the screen passes on the outside. For the defense, knowing if they're going to run the screen passes or they're going to run a draw off to the right, your assignment is to make sure you're watching that guy move back. If that guy tries to move back as a screen out in the trips formation or the bunch formation out there, you got to make sure that you're sticking with the guy that's going to go catch the ball, which is probably going to be the inside receiver right there.
They look to throw, and they fake it.
They were trying to throw it there.
He gets hit and nearly intercepted and almost fell into the hands of the awaiting receiver. That is Dominique Smith, but I tell you what, Noah Drew paid the price on that one. He took a lick.
Took a shot. That looks like Colton Robinson, if I'm not mistaken.
So, yeah, the pump fake, which made a defender bite, but when you hit that pump fake, you do know that pressure is going to be imminent in your face, and able to deliver a catchable ball, kind of a jump ball. It fell to the ground, incomplete. Drew set to pass again this time. It will skip off the ground. It'll be incomplete. It'll set up a 3rd down and 10 for the Eagles. That's just kind of the day it's been for Lawton-Bronson. You can't get anything to go, and it starts to snowball really quick for you when the other team's able to lean on their offense and defensive line and kind of dictate how the game's being played.
Well, and I mean, we're not that far into the game. They're already down 21-0, so they're pretty much already set on they're going to have to pass the ball if they're going to want to get something going in on offense.
3rd and 10, definitely a spot to do so. Drew will fake the handoff, throw a screen pass to the outside to J.J. Hogue. J.J. will get a nice gain, but not enough for the first down. Brady Marsh on the outside.
That's just great pursuit and tackle there by number 21. I think for the most part, Blackhawks are doing exactly what they need to do to stop everything and keep it going.
Yeah, Brogan Lake is a 2-time recipient for...
Brogan Lake. It's like we like to say that name a lot up here.
I believe a 2-time recipient for the player of the game and or the Modern Builders hard hat of the game.
He definitely has some competition tonight so far.
Yeah, Carpenter Groot's etching his name into at least one of those trophies tonight. At least an early mention for it. This punt, this one nice, a little bit end over end. It'll be taken at the 40-yard line by Anderson. Anderson with a little bit of wiggle room, though. Still on his feet and will lunge forward after being tackled. And he'll start again. Great field position right at the 36-yard line.
Yeah, and that's a credit to two people. That's a credit to two things. Credit to the good defense that keep them down there after great kick coverage, and a great return there by Gabe Anderson.
And that one had a good trajectory, stayed in the air for a lot longer than those last 2 punts did. But kind of when you're an athlete like Anderson is, you can kind of catch that on the run. Your block set up for you. You're able to get a 20 to 25-yard return like Anderson did, and he sets up his offense. And I would say the best field position they've had all night, but it's not. But it's still pretty darn good. And fake the Anderson will fake it and hand off and keep it up the middle. And he'll gain. It looks like they actually pushed him back.
Yeah, might have lost a yard on that run there. That one might have been one he should have probably handed off, but it's all right. Like I said, just keep leaning on them. They maybe gave them. They kept him right about the stick. If anything, he lost maybe half a yard.
And he fooled me out a little bit. I thought he faked the jet sweep and then handed it off to the running back, but he kept the ball and plowed forward. A good time there for the Eagle defense to hold ship. Anderson wants to roll out that one.
Great
nice catch on the outside. Kyle Leary.
Great
did
passing
he get his
catch.
He did get his feet in.
Yeah, that was a great passing catch right over the top. That defender was right there to make the play, but that was a pretty good pass. Very accurate.
Over the outstretched arms of Kaylor Garnand, and Kaylor, a big kid in himself at 6'2", threw it over to the big boy in Leary at 6'4", and I think that was those little 2 inches might have helped him in that scenario. Brings up a first down for the Blackhawks. This time throws to the opposite side, and
false start on the offense, it looked like.
As they had room. So we'll back the Blackhawks up as they were.
A little motion early on there. So once again, we talk about that. You don't want to start the drive off with a negative play. That's not the good, or you don't want to start the new set of downs off with a negative play. That's not the way you want to go there, but I have faith here that they can just get some of those yards back right here on this play with a run.
Starting now, 1st and 15 from the 29-yard line as they have 3 in the backfield. Anderson will hand it off. And plowing forward, meeting a wall of Eagles. And falling forward for about 4 yards. Still a nice gain there on the run.
Putting about
Micah
2nd and 10.
Micah Robbins with that carry there. It starts to get a little darker here.
Yeah, with some of those injuries that we talked about earlier, there's Blackhawks have had a couple injuries here, but you're going to see some new faces out there trying to make their impression on the game.
And I think a big thing with, just talking with Coach Harderson and his staff is, we know our big guys are going to stay in for most of the possessions offensively and defense on the line of scrimmage, but, our special key players need to be fresh because those are the guys that impact the game almost, it seems like, more, where you make a big play on defense like Carver DeGroat with a pick 6, or you make a big catch on the offensive side. Keeping those guys fresh and healthy as the season goes on is a huge thing. Obviously, losing a big key piece of your offense or defensive line is huge as well, but you want to make sure that your specialty guys are healthy, and a timeout will be taken with 8:07 left. I tell you what, I'm a little bit tired of talking. I know Seth's probably a little tired of talking. We'll take a quick break with him. We'll be back with the conclusion of the first half here on Metro Sports Television.
Roofing solutions, pre-engineered steel buildings, and design build solutions. Modern builders and modern design architects can make it happen. With over 60 years of experience, Modern Builders can manage every aspect of your build. Design, cost, scheduling, and performance. Check them out on the web at modernbuildinc.com. Modern Builders, proud sponsor of the Hinton Hard Hat Award winner.
We're just hanging out with the band here at Hinton. It's homecoming. What else will we be doing on a Friday night? It's a beautiful night for football as Hinton is set with a 2nd and 10. It'll be a fake handoff, and Anderson takes up the middle, has room to go, and Anderson is gone. 25 yards to Bader. We'll count it 24. We'll give him a yard short. I don't know if it'll affect his fantasy numbers or not, but 24 yards to the house. And Anderson will see the replay here as he just takes this QB read and goes off to the left side, and there is no one that's going to catch him.
Yeah, you can just see that. See the reason why he's a D1, going to be a D1 athlete next year at North Dakota is he's got that athleticism to him.
And that's a really good North Dakota squad too, as well. Watched them play against my Cyclones early in the year, and although the score got away from them, that's a very, very good FCS team.
And point extra good, making it 28-0.
Reese Stokes is 4 fantasy points with extra points there.
I know. I was going to say my fantasy team's looking pretty good right now.
You're stacking up with Hinton Blackhawks players. This is probably a smart idea to do so. I started their defense, so I already know I'm doing a good job.
Well, they're pitching the shutout at the moment.
And they have a pick 6.
And a pick score. 6. I mean, what else do you want?
I know.
Maybe a couple sacks,
And we'll get there. We still got 8 minutes to go before halftime, and we get to the Northwest Bank halftime show. We'll have plenty more to talk about, as well as Kyle Leering and Polson being the homecoming king and queen. Haven't really mentioned Leary's name too much tonight, but haven't really needed to with the way that the run game's been going for the Blackhawks. Kyle Leary, a very athletic, a 6'4" receiver. We had his catch down here in the corner. But other than that, I mean, if the run is working and they're able to establish it, if I'm Kyle Leary, I'll take a night off. I'll block if I have to, but I will be a decoy all night long.
And that's the thing. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Just keep running it down their throat, especially with a 28-0 lead at the moment.
Kick coverage again, really nicely done, as they won't even make it past the 20-yard line. Will the Eagles? That'll be stopped at the 19, and just no breathing room after the kick. Returning that one is Riley Watts, a freshman.
And defense coming back out on the field. Going to be, looks like a couple of subs coming in and out of there. Jackson can come out the game, get a couple of breathers. He starts both sides of the ball.
Big thing in a game like this, especially, we see injuries happen the whole season, is with a game that's starting to get out of hand, you want to make sure you rest your starters. Don't want anything to happen. This time a run to the outside, trying to strip away at that football. And nice.
A good job staying home there. Number 66, I think it's Hanks, if I remember right.
On that one. And Evan Tanager on the run for the Blackhawks. As they open up with a run play, something they didn't try on their last possession. Pass, and then a punt. So they start off with a run play on this possession. Now Noah Drew set up at 2nd and 8 at the 22-yard line. 7 minutes and 20 seconds to go. Before we reach halftime here on Metro Sports. It'll be another run. Tanager this time is stonewalled for a gain of only a yard.
Yeah, good job on the defense there, bottling up the hole and not letting him go any further.
They might not even got him back to the line of scrimmage. I don't know if he gained anything.
And that might very well be a possibility. The defense is starting to play with a little bit of swagger, as they say. I think that's what the kids are saying these days. Is that what it is?
I am my 30th birthday. I am way out of what the kids say anymore. I am
30, you pup. I turn 40 here next month.
The Eagles set up 3rd down and 8. This time it will be a pass. Drew setting to fire, has Garnan, and he makes the catch over the shoulder.
Great pass.
And Kaylor Garnan has a big gain for the Eagles. That connection is a potent one, and that was a beautiful ball and a beautiful catch.
Yeah, as a defender, there's not really a lot you can do there. Yeah, he kind of had a step on you, but at the end of the day, you really can't do much about that. He played that just perfectly into his hands.
That's the best ball we've seen Drew throw tonight, and that was put in the exact spot you want it to. Now he sets up to throw again. Pump fake. Drew.
And there's a sack. Ball. No,
he's going to be down.
Call him down.
Call him down as he pump faked it. I don't know if it was Bishop or who got in there.
I think it was Landon Hanks again, if it's 66.
66, Landon Hanks.
Yep, Landon Hanks in there on the sack now. So, once again, we talked about this earlier. He's starting in place of an injured Blackhawk that we had, and he's doing it. And he's doing a pretty good job of it so far.
Not fooled there on that double pump, and he makes them pay. So after the big pass play, they get the play this time over the middle and some room to run. And finding the 1st down. That's a nice pitch and catch. Eli Stasvold on the outside, gaining about 20.
Good pitch and catch there. Tackling not very sound though. That didn't look very good there. But good thing is they didn't score. You can still stop them here.
Yeah, Stasvold's found himself in an opening over the middle of the defense, and this is kind of what we thought the Lawton-Bronson was going to open with, and a little late here in the 2nd quarter, but that one is a run play that's blown up. and then making the tackle in the backfield with a hanky down. We'll see what the flag is here.
Typically in the area of holding, but yep.
Will be a holding, but to start off, that was a great initial run by Cohen jamming it. Jamming it, bounced off the first initial tackler, and it was.
And that's one of those things where you got to tackle him a little bit lower than that. You know, I think, you know, if I remember right, he's a larger body too. So guys like that, you don't want to tackle up high. You're going to want to take him down low.
Yeah, 6-foot senior. They have him listed at 175, but with pads on, looks a little bigger than 175, especially from up here in the trailer. But they'll set up 5 minutes and 5 seconds before halftime. We'll take a quick timeout to talk things over, and we'll take a quick break with them here on Metro Sports Television. Don't go anywhere.
When the leaves start to turn, that means summer's over. So head to Baumgars now for your pre-winter needs. In one stop, you'll find leaf rakes and winterizing fertilizers for your lawn, plus batteries and antifreeze for your car, weather strip, caulk, and pest control for your home, and warmer clothing for you. There's shelter for your pets and heaters, including electric, propane, and kerosene to keep you warm. From the Midwest to the Rockies, Baumgars is your fall weatherization headquarters.
Stay with us for 5 minutes and 5 seconds of game clock on our Premier Communications scoreboard until we reach our Northwest halftime show. And then you can jump on over to Rob and Pat. They got the game up in West Sioux, or you can even jump up to Sioux Falls and watch that game. We got some great contests here on Metro Sports. We got a good one on here as they sack again. That time, a second sack of this drive. And Reese Stokes.
Yep, Reese Stokes.
I don't know if you can get extra points and sacks in fantasy, but we can definitely try that.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Reese Stokes 4 for 4 on extra points and adding to his night with that sack there of Noah Drew. And it now sets up 2nd and 26 for the Eagles after the penalty. This one thrown, caught, and still on his feet. Bouncing to the outside, making the first 2 men miss, and then getting knocked out of bounds. That's a good run and catch. That's Brady Marsh again.
Yeah, and that's good on the defense there. Just got to wrap up a little bit better. It's probably not going to hurt you too much, you know, on that play, but you don't want to have that getting out of hand going forward, because all it's going to take is a couple broken tackles, and he's gone.
Yeah, and they do have some speed on the outside. J.J. Hope, Brady Marsh, we talked about Garnand, Sasvold getting the ball as well. So they will set up Tanager in the backfield with Drew. Drew sets back to pass, has a man open, throws it deep and out of the hands. And I think he was trying to go to Dominique Smith. And that one, luckily for the Blackhawks, falls into the turf, but he had him a man with a step, and Dominique Smith was open.
Yeah, he had him wide open back there. Whether he would have caught it in the end zone, it probably would have been, you know, a Sports Center catch. But at that point, he threw a pretty good ball. He gave his guy a chance to catch.
And before they decide to go for it, I believe they're in a little bit of no man's land, Seth, here with 4:19 left to go. It is 4th and 22. You know, a field goal obviously does you no good, down 28 points. A punt does you no good.
Especially being down 4 scores before you're even into the first half.
Yeah, you're going to have to go for it here. And just like the last play that we saw, I don't know how many plays you have where you can gain 22 yards, but on that last play, they did find a receiver open in the back towards the end zone. So a lot more plays open, and especially now that they were able to establish more of a passing game and get guys involved, get a lot more targets that you're able to go to as well.
Well, the main thing you're going to want to tell your defenders is play the sticks. Do not worry about, you know, the touchdown, because there's not that much room between the end zone and where the first down marker is. Play that stick and make sure that no one gets behind you.
Yeah, you're playing more of your almost the prevent defense, which I know a lot of people you know, in the last couple minutes, I for one can't stand it. But I do understand why you do it. But just making sure that we saw it on the last play on the little screen to the outside, making sure that the initial tackle is made and not letting a guy get loose, because that turns a stop on 4th down to a first down game, if not a touchdown. As Drew sets up, he has 6 receivers. Punt fake, wants to throw deep over the middle. It's caught and falling down, still on his feet and nearing the end zone. It's a nice catch and run, and I believe he got that to Jackson Otto.
Yeah, that was just that was a pretty good pitch and catch there, but once again, that was also not very good on the back end there. You have to know that they're going to try something back over the middle. They're going to try to get one guy wide open. They're not going to throw it short and try to do a 20-yard screen pass. You know something like that's coming over the top.
And then since his first interception, Noah Drew has been pretty on point with his passes. That one to the outside, trying to get back in with the juke, but getting stopped short is Dominique Smith. And Jackson Otto on the last catch there on 4th down. Only a freshman, 6'1", 180. That's a pretty good-looking freshman.
It is.
That they'll have in an Eagle uniform for the next 3 years to come. I think right now, if you're the Eagles, you got to be happy with what's happened in the passing game, and you speed up the tempo, and you kind of get all of a sudden that front line that was causing you havoc is kind of got their hands on their hips. They look to run it in now. Otto looks like he's behind center and
squirmed out over on the other side.
Touchdown by Lane Mitchell. He's snuck out of the scrum. I don't know if our camera even followed it.
Yeah, just got bottled up in there, yep, and went right out the backside.
Don't know if that was designed on the play or not, but it counts for 6 regardless.
Hey, shades of the old Fumblerooski there.
We're pulling out all the tricks tonight here on Homecoming. Extra point by the Eagles is down and through the uprights. It'll make it a 28-7 game, so don't count out the Eagles just yet. They can score in a hurry.
Yep, that was kind of one of the things I was talking about is complacency. You want to make sure that you are staying on your keys. You're obviously not letting people get behind you. Got a little lapse there, not a big deal. You're still up 28-7. Here's the key thing. There's still some time left on that clock, right around 3 minutes. You have plenty of time with your offense and how explosive it is that you can score yet.
Yeah, and I think that would be the biggest thing for the going into halftime for the Blackhawks is to respond off this touchdown that the Eagles had. And honestly, like looking from an Eagles perspective, that was a good drive you just put together. You moved the ball methodically down the field. I mean, you had a couple run plays where it worked for you, but mainly did it with the pass, and got now Noah's confidence up, and he's throwing the ball well. He found a couple of receivers open in space, and they were able to make some plays, and now all of a sudden you want to start to stack possessions together. Obviously, being an Eagles fan, you would have wished this would have happened a quarter at least ago.
A little bit sooner, but, you know, you'll take what you can get. It's a start, you know. Especially when you dug yourself a deep hole and you're in 28-0 at that point. At least coming back and scoring, that's the start.
And not that they wouldn't take the win out of the sails, but watch anything sneaky here with an onside kick. You gain a little bit even more momentum with the ball back. And that could spell the start of a swing in the tide of momentum here. But we'll see what the Eagles do on the kick as they line up to hit this one deep. And it is a end-over-end kick. Should be fielded by the Blackhawks and nicely taken in by the Eagles. It took a page out of Hinton's book. That one was covered nicely. So Hinton will start inside their own 10-yard line. Possession with just under 3 minutes to go.
Yep, like I said, you're getting the ball back here with 3 minutes left. You can still run down and score real quick. The main thing you probably want to make sure that you're doing is take care of the ball, and if it's not there, don't force it.
Right, the last thing you want is a turnover, especially being backed up inside your own territory. Ball will start at the 10-yard line, so you do have to drive 90 yards to pay dirt here if you are the Blackhawks. 2 running backs set up behind him. Anderson will turn around and hand it off. Friesen has a little bit of room. If he'd been able to squeeze through that, he would have been gone for 90 yards, but will fall into the pile and gain 5 on the play. Still a nice gain on first down.
Yeah, that's kind of what you want to see. Like I said, just slow and methodical. You're not in any big rush at the moment. Once we get to about the 130 clip, that's where we're going to have to start moving. But at the moment, we don't need to worry about that.
Both teams still with 2 timeouts left. So that becomes a factor normally as well. But still, with over 2 minutes left and 2 timeouts, they can kind of do what's worked for them so far, and that's been run the football. There's another run up the middle for the Blackhawks. Will gain them 2 yards, and will set up a 3rd down and we'll call it 3. Short 3 yards. They have marked 3rd and, okay, I was going to say that's
about 3rd and 3. That's what it looks like, maybe 3rd and 4. A long 3 possibly.
Set up again is Anderson. 3 running backs in the backfield. It'll be a quick handoff. Nearly lost the football. Anderson trying to fall forward, and they will not get the first down. A good job by the Eagles stopping the Blackhawks, and now with your backs pinned against the wall, you have to punt, I believe, if you're Coach Harderson, and he will send out.
I don't know. They might try to go for it here.
It'll be a 4th down and 2.
Or at least work the clock down far enough, then they'll call timeout. That might be the other option here.
Right, as they haven't even broke the huddle yet, and there's 10 seconds left to go on the play clock as they get up. 3, 2, and they will take a timeout. Okay, they did. All right, it looked like Anderson called for the timeout, but no one made the initial ruling. But then the back judge did then say the timeout is called. So we'll take a quick timeout. We got 53 ticks left to go before the half. We'll take a quick timeout with them. We'll be back here on Metro Sports Television.
Jackrabbits don't wait to see what the future holds. They build it. At South Dakota State University, the next generation's leaders are preparing to launch. They're focusing on growth, and they're reaching new heights of excellence across vital industries. SDSU is building something greater for South Dakota and the world. Join us.
Back here, and as they took their timeout, did the Blackhawks. I was misspoken. I don't believe any team has any timeouts left, so next time we do take a timeout will be for halftime break here, and they do set up, looks like, Hinton in punt formation. So they will punt the ball to the Eagles, and barring a punt here, back to receive is Kaylor Garnand, and he's dangerous with the football, so we'll see what they get for field position. This one, nice end over end. Garnand has to back up and will make the catch at the 40-yard line with some room to run. Squirts free. Garnand still on his feet. Garnand up the field. Garnand tackled at the very far sideline. If not for that tackle, it would have been a touchdown.
Yeah, that was not great coverage there. Like I said, Lawton's kind of got a little bit of momentum here, and need to get this to halftime without allowing another score at this point.
41 seconds. They still got time to do some damage to the Eagles. Garnand has only caught, I believe, 1 pass offensively, and makes his name heard on that punt return as he squirted free from the 2 gunners and is able to make his way up the field nearly 20 yards on the return. Give him 19 on the return. They start at the 41-yard line. 41 seconds left to go before halftime. Drew with Tanager in the backfield. Looks to pass. Has time over the middle. That one is caught over the middle, and that's Garnand again. And that, with a little bit of time, Drew is able to seed that one.
Going to their hurry-up offense here.
The clock's ticking after the chains are set, so we're under 30 seconds here. Drew set to fire again over to the sideline. Caught out of bounds.
Yep.
And there's Garnand again. Well, I haven't called his name until the kick return, really, and now we're calling his name quite often. I would be, too. Probably the biggest receiver they have on their roster at 6'2", 155. For sure, I would see college prospect. His brother's at Grandview playing NAIA ball. Dad was a heck of an athlete as well. Sets up 2nd and 1. Drew set to throw again. This time has a little more time at the back of the end zone. Did he catch it? He did. What a grab.
Great catch.
That's Brady Marsh in the back of the end zone. And just like that, you talked about them scoring. They almost scored too quick. 19 seconds left.
Yeah, that's kind of a problem there. But right now, Hinton got kind of punched in the mouth here again. Lawton's not going away. Like I said, they're just chipping away right now. But if they're not careful, they're going to let them right back in the game.
And that, a great catch, but a nice ball put in the back of the end zone by Noah Drew. And after that first quarter where they could not get anything established, they have really stuck to their identity. They take a 28-point deficit to 14 before we hit the halftime here. And this homecoming game, sideline here on the Hinton side,
got pretty quiet.
A little quiet now.
Yeah, very quiet there. But the good thing here is you're still up 14. At the end of the day, you're up 2 scores. The main thing you're going to have to do is refocus the kids. That's, like I said, at the very beginning of the game. As long as they're focused, they're not going to allow too much to happen. Right now, they're losing a bit of focus here and there, especially on their defensive assignments and allowing those receivers to just do what they want. Now, they're very good receivers and they're very fast and they have, good athletes out there. But Hinton also has them. So the point is who's going to focus more, who wants it more. Right now, it looks like Lawton's the one who wants to play.
We'll see how it goes here. I would assume getting these reception, it would probably be one kneel down and go to the half. And Coach Harderson's going to have to talk over his troops and be like, hey, we need to start the game, the second half, how we started the first and basically played the whole first quarter and just flush how we did last week's game, flush what happened in the latter part of this second quarter away and play the Blackhawk football that we are accustomed to and come out with a W on our homecoming. As this one will be a squib taken, and see if we get a good return back here. Is a nice tackle made there, and it gets to about the 22-yard line. 13 seconds left. I expect nothing but a kneel down.
Well, we've both been wrong before, but I would try to say that that's probably definitely what we're probably going to see here.
We take a 14-point lead to the half, and especially the way that the second half or the first half ended. You're not necessarily happy, but I'd be content with a 14-point lead at home.
Yeah, you still have a 14-point lead. At the end of the day, it's don't get too down on yourselves, but you still are going to have to play the game, and you're still going to have to realize these guys aren't going to go anywhere.
As the seconds will tick off, a our Premier Communications scoreboard, 28-14 now. Lawton mounting a bit of a comeback. Stick with us for our halftime show here. We'll take a quick break and be back here on Metro Sports Television.
You and Metro Sports TV have teamed up to give you the most complete sports coverage in Siouxland. Watch live full broadcasts of local high school sports on SiouxlandProud.com. Just click live sporting events under the sports tab. KCAU 9 and Metro Sports TV. We're Siouxland proud.
Banking isn't just about financial products. It's about service and what we can do for you. Those personal touches are at the core of who we are at Central Bank. Decisions are made locally by people who get to know you. And while a lot has changed since 1877, we're still committed to our customers and to being the best bank in every community we serve. Central Bank, member FDIC.
If you want it spit polished and shiny like new, Take your rig to C60 detail. Bumper to bumper, side to side, top to bottom, and in and out. C60 works on everything. Cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, semis, and even farm equipment. You name it, they can do it. Your satisfaction is in the details. C60 Detail, just east of Hinton on C60.
Iowa Lakes is the biggest bang for your buck. I don't know why you wouldn't come here. There's more to community colleges than you think. It's not just go to class and go home. There's still so many fun things you can do on campus. I made some great friendships with my professors. Like, I wanted to go to class. I wanted to do their assignments. You know, I liked the challenge that they gave me. And I think that makes a world of difference. I couldn't have asked for more. My name is Lauren Flay-Hardy, and I think Iowa Lakes is the perfect place to be.
Looking for great food and a friendly atmosphere? Check out the Junkyard Pub and Grub. Stop in for a burger, pizza, wings, or a cold drink to wet your whistle. It's the Junkyard Pub and Grub in Hinton. Roofing solutions, pre-engineered steel buildings, and design build solutions. Modern builders and modern design architects can make it happen. With over 60 years of experience, Modern Builders can manage every aspect of your build. Design, cost, scheduling, and performance. Check them out on the web at modernbuildinc.com. Modern Builders, proud sponsor of the Hinton Hard Hat Award winner.
This perfect ring is for Allie from Zach. They married without a diamond ring right before Zach went to serve his country. And now he's back. Jake and Sarah successfully pitched a big client together over a year ago. They got along very well. So well, in fact, Jake's about to pitch Sarah a proposal. Every diamond tells a story, but there's no story like yours. And there's no diamond like a Greenberg's diamond. Greenberg's Jewelers, a cut above the rest.
Welcome to Wall of Fame, where style meets customization, specializing in crafting custom clothing and print shirts. We ensure every stitch and every print is of the highest quality, so you get the best clothes every time. We're here for all your promotion needs, and the best part, our process is seamless. Simply share your designs with us and we'll handle the rest. Get custom clothes for the best price. Wall of Fame.
When the leaves start to turn, that means summer's over. So head to Baumgart's now for your pre-winter needs. In one stop, you'll find leaf rakes and winterizing fertilizers for your lawn, plus batteries and antifreeze for your car, weather strip, caulk, and pest control for your home, and warmer clothing for you. There's shelter for your pets and heaters, including electric, propane, and kerosene to keep you warm. From the Midwest to the Rockies, Baumgart's is your fall weatherization headquarters.
Tonight's starting lineups brought to you by Kunkel Trucking. Kunkel Trucking is a locally owned livestock hauling company. If you need livestock transported or would love to drive for them, give Chad a call at Kunkel Trucking, 712-251-5615.
Up to your neck and trying to swim through confusing insurance policy choices? Well, before you drown in coverage you don't need, contact Allstate agent Ryan Stussy. Ryan will help you assess your immediate and also long-term needs so you can clearly choose options catered to your home, personal property, or financial future. Contact Ryan and review your coverage today. 605-377-6776. Don't drown in coverage that you don't need. Stay afloat with Allstate agent Ryan Stussy. 605-377-6776.
Back at the Northwest Bank halftime show. Northwest Bank is a family-owned bank based in Spencer, Iowa, proud to serve its growing members in locations all over Iowa and Nebraska. It's a community that you can bank on. Northwest Bank halftime show here. Mitch McCumber joined alongside me, Seth Dedeker. And Seth, we saw a tale of two quarters really dominated by two different teams, and although Hinton did score in that second quarter, it felt like first quarter dominated by the Blackhawks, second quarter, especially late, dominated by the Eagles. And that's how we get to our score right now. things definitely need to change if you're a Blackhawk fan going into the second half. Momentum is on the side of Lawton-Bronson right now. If you're Coach Harderson in the huddle right now, keeping it clean, what are you saying to your kids?
Basically, it's time to wake up. Again, guys, you had to focus, but we lost it. But here's the thing. You still are up 2 scores, so it's not the end of the world. We can still come back and basically bury them.
There we go, and they are still up 14, and they will be on defense to start the second half, so that was a big momentum shift for the Eagles. We'll tell you how we got to this score starting off in the first quarter as we had that pick 6 by Carver DeGroat, 60-yard touchdown interception run for him. After that, they followed it off by 2 rushing touchdowns by Cole Friesian, one of 5 yards, one of 7 yards. And then Hinton took it himself, did Gabe Anderson on that QB read over to the left side and scampered in for 24 yards. And that is where we sat for a while. At 28-0, we thought Hinton was going to walk away clean with this one. And then all of a sudden, this Lawton-Bronson team has a little fight still left in them. And Noah Drew threw about, I'd say, 7 or 8 really crispy passes in that late in that second quarter. They capped off a big touchdown drive with a 2-yard run to Lane Mitchell on a little bit of trickeration. And then to end the half, he threw it over a beautiful ball in the back of the end zone and a nice catch made by Brady March for 9 yards. And that is where we sit now at a 14-28 advantage for the Blackhawks. Just 14 points, which could have been a lot more. Also, could have been a lot less. They did play a little sloppy early in that first quarter. So, again, not a ton to hang your head on. You obviously want to finish out the game a lot stronger than you finished out that half. But if you're Coach Harderson, like I said in that huddle, just got to be talking positives. Guys, we are in this game. We were dominating a lot of the phases of the game early, and for most of this half, we just stick back to what we've known we can do, and we'll be fine.
Yeah, and the main thing you want to just growing up in around sports and playing football and everything else, there are 2 things that you can, have in sports. There's 2 things that you can control, only 2. Effort and concentration. Right now, towards that tail end of that half, Lawton was doing all the effort and concentration, and the Blackhawks were not doing any of that. The good thing is you can always reset yourself, and this is the perfect time to do it at halftime.
Absolutely. You got to tune out all the noise, as we have some beautiful noise going on in front of us.
Yeah, got the band right out in front of us.
The Hinton Pep Band playing in front of us. It's hard not to get distracted, as they did a great job with the national anthem and keeping us entertained during this halftime show, as we had some good some young Hinton dancers out on the field as well. And hey, after all, it is homecoming, so a big dance will be coming on later on tomorrow as well. So you got to make sure you get your heads right for that as well. For a lot of these football players, is 6 minutes and 28 seconds separate us from an exciting second half of action here. But in the meantime, we will take a quick break and be back with the start of the second half here on Metro Sports Television.
And Emily are visiting Emily's parents this weekend, where Josh will propose. He's nervous, but not about the ring. Well done, Josh. Well done. Chase is proposing to Ashley at the resort where they first met. Ashley was vacationing with friends, but Chase ended up being her best friend of all, plus some. Every diamond tells a story, but there's no story like yours. And there's no diamond like a Greenberg's diamond. Greenberg's Jewelers, a cut above the rest.
KCAU and Metro Sports TV have teamed up to give you the most complete sports coverage in Siouxland. Watch live full broadcasts of local high school sports on SiouxlandProud.com. Just click live sporting events under the sports tab. KCAU 9 and Metro Sports TV. We're Siouxland proud.
Prestige. Widespread respect and admiration felt for someone or something on the basis of a perception of their achievements or quality. It's a name that speaks for itself. Prestige is something you earn.
It's where quality counts since 1975.
And we improve ourselves at every chance by working with customers every step of the way. Visit either Prestige Collision Center's location today where it's more than just a name.
Jackrabbits don't wait to see what the future holds. They build it. At South Dakota State University, the next generation's leaders are preparing to launch. They're focusing on growth, and they're reaching new heights of excellence across vital industries. SDSU is building something greater for South Dakota and the world. Join us.
At Premier Communications, we're all about connection. Connecting you to all the entertainment, work, and family you love with our phone, internet, cable TV, and tech support services. And now, that connection has gotten even faster with internet speeds up to 1 gig. Experience the next level of connection with Premier Communications. Visit us online at mypremieronline.com or call toll-free 800-741-8351. Premier Communications. Looking ahead.
This perfect ring is for Allie from Zach. They married without a diamond ring right before Zach went to serve his country. And now he's back. Jake and Sarah successfully pitched a big client together over a year ago. They got along very well. So well, in fact, Jake's about to pitch Sarah a proposal. Every diamond tells a story, but there's no story like yours. And there's no diamond like a Greenberg's diamond. Greenberg's Jewelers, a cut above the rest.
Back here at the Northwest Bank halftime show as Seth Dedeker and Mitch McCumber are bringing you the action here in Lawton-Bronson, Hinton. Make sure you also check out the MVAO-COU West Sioux game. That game at halftime right now. Rob Maynard has the call. The Falcons are up 20-14. And also Brad Newton and his crew up in Sioux Falls. Have Sioux Falls, Washington versus a very, very good Lincoln football crew up there as that game is going on as well. Make sure you tune in to that one. You're taking a little break here at halftime as well.
Other scores around the district here. We have Oldable Arthur, Battle Creek, Ida Grove beating Ridgeview 20-0, still in the second quarter.
And that Washington game, Washington just took the lead 7-0 over Sioux Falls Lincoln. So that Washington team that hasn't found the win column very much this year, going up against a very, very tough Patriots team. They find themselves up early 7-0. Trying to find scores for our East High game as they went down to Southeast Polk. I can't find a score.
That might be a tough game.
Can't find a score. We'll get you a score here eventually when I could find one.
Ooh.
As we got a minute and 30 to go before we start this second half. And I know we already kind of somewhat talked about it, Seth, as the adjustments you need to make in the second half, especially starting off being on defense first, which once the second half starts, we'll get the defensive starters out for you as well. But just controlling the game of pace and the tempo, you're going to start, Lawton-Bronson's going to start off with the football. They just had 2 back-to-back drives where they drove the length of the field, and it sometimes seemed kind of effortless. You're going to have to get your pass rush to get set up again. You got your guys to get a little bit of rest, but their guys had rest as well. Is there anything schematically you throw out different defensively, or do you just go hone in on the same defense you've been running? You just got to run it to your strengths.
Yeah, you want to try to run to your strengths, but you're going to have to mix up your packages a little bit because they exposed a weakness there towards the end of the half. And apparently the hurry-up offense is kind of what they were doing there. I wouldn't, maybe not so much hurry-up, but it was kind of getting to that point where they're trying to score quick. You have to be careful with that. So the main thing that you're going to want to do in the back end is just keep everything in front of you. As long as you can do that, you're always going to be fine.
And did find a halftime score of the Southeast Polk Sioux City East game, and Southeast Polk, although at a 2-2 record, a very, very good team. They are up 41-3 on Sioux City East.
They got a lot of D1 athletes in Southeast Polk.
And that one could have been a closer game, but we'll get East when they come back to town as we get set with the opening kick here. as they are getting re-warmed up on the sidelines for both teams. We'll take our last quick break and be back with the second half, starting here on Metro Sports Television.
Up to your neck and trying to swim through confusing insurance policy choices? Well, before you drown in coverage you don't need, contact Allstate agent Ryan Stussy. Ryan will help you assess your immediate and also long-term needs so you can clearly choose options catered to your home, personal property, or financial future. Contact Ryan and review your coverage today. 605-377-6776. Don't drown in coverage that you don't need. Stay afloat with Allstate agent Ryan Stussy. 605-377-6776.
You don't just play, you game. United Sports Academy at CNOS Fieldhouse has every field for every player. 20,000 square feet of turf, 3 batting cages, volleyball courts, basketball courts, pickleball, and more. If you got game, you got to get to United Sports Academy. Challenge yourself and sign up for programs, teams, or even rent the facility. Lessons, sports clinics, and training for every athlete. Get your game on at United Sports Academy. Online at usportsacad.com.
Had over at Ridgefield. They just thought.
And every day.
KCAU 9 News cuts through the noise every day to bring what's happening around your community into focus.
Amplifying what matters in Siouxland.
Your time is valuable.
So when this happens, and this happens,
and this, count on KCAU 9 News to bring you what matters.
KCAU 9 News. We are Siouxland proud.
Banking isn't just about financial products. It's about service and what we can do for you. Those personal touches are at the core of who we are at Central Bank. Decisions are made locally by people who get to know you. And while a lot has changed since 1877, we're still committed to our customers and to being the best bank in every community we serve. Central Bank, member FDIC.
Back as we approach 20 seconds left to go here before the start of our second half, as Hinton will kick off to Lawton-Bronson, and Lawton-Bronson playing some good football towards the second half. We talked about Seth going into the second half, that is.
Yeah, they actually came out and started working their plan a little bit better, and it was just a chipping away attitude. You chip away, you get one touchdown, and it's only a 2-3 score game. You do it, chip away, and get another touchdown. It's only a 2-score game. Now you're at halftime, and it's only 2 scores. The way your offense moved the ball at the end of the first half there, you're going to want to try to carry that over, continue it to this half. It's on the Blackhawks, though, to show up, focus on the play, or focus on their assignments, and make sure they don't get beat.
And there you go. Focus on the assignments will be a key for the second half matchup here, as I'm looking down onto the field and I see Anthony Mitchell's familiar face here at Metro Sports Television. Make sure after our contest, or whatever contest you're watching, go on and tune in to KCAU 9 News with Anthony Mitchell of all the highlights of not only today's matchup, but every other matchup in the Siouxland area, the tri-state area. They do a good job of keeping you covered in games that we can't even get to. I tell you what, they got guys in area codes I didn't know existed. It's incredible the coverage that they're able to get, and we are proud to help them out with their coverage as they are helping us out with ours. As they
great partnership there,
and absolutely, we hope it keep continuing for years and years to come. As start with the ball at the 25-yard line, the Eagles will see a little bit more passing, I would assume, here. Trying to get back as Drew will hand this one off, and met immediately.
Great tackle there.
It was a great tackle as they tried to get Tanager.
Brogan Lake again. And Jackson Kunkel, both of them look like they're in on that tackle.
We'll need to stop that. You have 2 quarters to go and you're only down 2 scores. Your entire playbook is definitely not out of the book as of right now. So starting off with a run to kind of see what you can do after you've really burned the defense with passes the last 2 drives is definitely a good start. This one will be thrown to the outside. Marsh has it, makes a move to the inside, and will fall forward for a first down. Brady Marsh with a nice reception there and a gain of 9.5 yards. They'll bring a first down, so they move the sticks. Opening possession.
So one of the adjustments there that you're going to want to see on the defense is they're going to have to start playing a little more press coverage on that. I know they're a little worried about the athletes on the outside possibly burning them, but you can't allow somebody to catch the ball in the backfield like that or just a yard off the backfield and get 9 yards or 10 yards out of it.
And that's what they try to do here. That one will be a handoff and gaining a nice positive spot there as I'll let Seth catch his breath there.
Had a little tickle in my throat there.
There you go. Tanager falls forward for a gain of 7 yards. It'll bring up 2nd down and 3 for the Eagles. So now all of a sudden they're getting their run game to go. And we'll see if Drew can capitalize it off here with a nice pass play. As they still have only one guy, looks like press covered. Friesen's up on Stasvold, and that's not even still about 2 yards off the line of scrimmage. It'll be a throw to the outside again and nearly falling over. Getting out of the tackle of Friesen and gaining another first down. Getting to the outside as that's Dominique Smith again.
Yep, and that's what we were talking about there. He got a pretty good block. He shed the block just like he was supposed to, but you have to wrap up and make sure you make that tackle right there. Otherwise, they got another first down and the drive continues.
Keep slipping out of tackles. These receivers do a really good job of avoiding or minimizing that little first contact. And then it'll be a handoff up the middle, and Tanager falls forward again. Nice gain on the run on first down. He'll gain 5 yards, and he'll set up 2nd down and 5.
Yep, good run up the middle there, following your blocks. I would probably say that for Hinton, you're going to have to start doing a couple of things. Number one, like we said, you're going to have to play some press coverage on the outside. If you give up the deep ball, you have the safety over top to help you, but you can't allow them to get that much yardage on first down.
Drew sets up. Tanager in the backfield. It'll be a fake handoff, throw to the outside. That one will be dropped. Ball did go forward and out of the hands of Smith. And it'll fall incomplete, but that one looked like it even was set up to be blocked nicely to where Smith is able to get to the outside or even inside. That outside corner had shade to either side, but could have gained some yards there, but it will fall to the turf, and it'll bring up 3rd down and 5 for the Eagles. Set to throw again. This time that pass incomplete, and that one hopped over to Marsh.
Well, it wasn't pretty there. That wasn't a tremendous throw, but at the end of the day, they got themselves off. They got themselves off the field, and they're going to get their offense back on the field to do what they need to do. We didn't run through the defensive starters tonight. I'll just do that real quick while we have a chance. Landon Hanks is starting at D-end, at D-tackle Reese Stokes and Colton Robinson. At the other D-end spot, Jacob Bishop. At the 2 linebacking spots, we have Brogan Lake and Jackson Kunkel. And the other linebacker would be Tommy Tanner. In the back end, you got Kyle Leary at strong safety. The cornerbacks are Mark Gant and Carpenter Groot. And free safety, Gabe Anderson.
That punt goes out of the back of the end zone as our auctioneer Seth Dedeker reads off the defensive starters. And now the offense will come out onto the field for the Blackhawks with 9:09. That's exactly what the doctor ordered. Get a stop out of the half. Start with the ball. Now you have the ball at your own 20-yard line. Methodically drive down the field, put points on the board. And Coach Harderson sits back and goes, all right, this is the Hinton team I thought was coming to play today. So we'll see how they respond coming out of halftime. Anderson will have the ball, and Friesen in the backfield with him. It'll be a handoff to Friesen. Friesen up the middle and still squirting free. And he'll fall forward. Done a good job of that all night of gaining extra yards on that fall down. And it'll be a gain of about 3. Set up 2nd down and 7 for Hinton.
Might be closer to 5, 4 or 5.
That far official looked like he was a lot.
Yeah. We have that trouble sometimes up here. We're being a little off-center.
So it will be a gain. It looks like they're going to give him about 5 yards. So a gain of 5 on first down. It really opens the playbook for the Blackhawks now as these 4 receivers set to each side. An option play, and Anderson might just keep it himself. Lowers his shoulder and already has a first down. Will fall down right near about the 40-yard line and gain a first down for the Blackhawks there.
Now, it might be something you want to just start running going forward is just, heck, you can run a speed option to the outside, especially when you got an athlete like Gabe Anderson. Yeah, he can either just pitch it or he can take off.
Especially off that first time where he did keep it. You're going to hone in on that front guy, and if there's enough room to the far boundary, you give that pitch and there's no one left, especially when that last contained guy goes for the quarterback, and it's off to the races. This one will be a fake handoff, throw to the outside, and it'll be dropped.
Well, he had a little wall set up there. He could get a few yards out of that, but harmlessly falls to the ground there.
Trying to set up the screen over to Logan Kempema, and that one falls incomplete. A little discussion between the two officials on what they're
maybe looking at the play clock and just making sure everything's right.
Far official coming over, I think, to Coach Harderson and explain.
Possibly looked like the play clock was running too early there before they had the ball set, so I think maybe that was pointed out.
The stat play as Hinton gets to the line.
And we got another
play.
Referee stoppage here.
And we're good to go. Okay, just had to stall the night a little bit. This one will be handoff. Friesen with a lane to go. Bounce to the outside. Friesen still up, and he's going to be tripped up. He stays on his feet. Friesen will be thrown out of bounds at about the 20-yard line, but a huge run there. Oh, man, I thought he was gone. I thought he was going to get tripped up, and then he kept his balance.
Well, you heard me. As soon as I saw that hole open wide, I thought he was gone. But great run otherwise, though, up to the 20-yard line. Cole Friesen just running hard, tough tonight. That's also great to see, especially after last week. A good rebound back here.
Running wild and free, getting away like some people's cats do sometimes.
Yep, just like Walt.
First down and 10 for the Blackhawks. Anderson takes it himself, still on his feet. Anderson plows forward, and he'll gain about 15 yards. And Gabe Anderson tried to get reservations for 6, but he'll be knocked down at about the 8-yard line.
Yep, just got to be careful, just like poor Walt.
We're happy Walt is okay. 7:30 left to go here in the third quarter, and Hinton responding to Lawton's late 2 touchdown drives of the first half. We're set up inside, first and goal from the 8-yard line. A little bit confusion in the backfield, but Anderson will have it. Hand off to Brogan Lake. Brogan up the middle, fighting forward and in for the touchdown. I think he's in before the ball is fumbled, and they will give it to Brogan Lake. Brogan Lake scores from 8 yards out and will give a 3-possession lead back to the Blackhawks.
And that's just tough running uphill or downhill with him, and you're going to get north and south out of him and not much else.
And I think after when he hit the turf is when the ball popped out, but he's another one that's going to keep both hands on that football and not turn it over. An extra point, and 5 for 5 on the night is Reese Stokes. 35-14, 7:05 left to go in the third quarter. We'll take a quick break here on Metro Sports and be back for the kickoff here on MSTV.
If you want it spit polished and shiny like new, take your rig to C60 Detail. Bumper to bumper, side to side, top to bottom, and in and out. C60 works on everything. Cars, trucks, motorcycles, boats, semis, and even farm equipment. You name it, they can do it. Your satisfaction is in the details. C60 Detail, just east of Hinton on C60.
Back here, 7:05 left to go in the third quarter. Stick with us for our Baumgart's post-game show as we give our Wall of Fame player of the game. The way that this game's going, I don't know who we're going to give it to.
It's going to be tough to give it out. You had the pick six early on in the game. Friesen's had a few yards himself on top of 2 touchdowns today, so it's really going to be hard to find somebody.
Right, and then you stack all this up with the Modern Builders. Hard hat of the game, Modern Builders, modern design architects from Janesville, Iowa, are proud to sponsor Hinton Athletics. With 55 years of architectural design, construction management experience across the Midwest, Modern Builders a proud to present the hard hat player of the game. And that could go to a couple different players. Obviously, the play that sticks out is that early pick six by Carter Groot. But there's been a couple other plays that have been made in this game that have been beneficial for that player or play of the game. And we'll see if this Blackhawk defense can make a couple more plays to kind of put this one out of reach. As we've seen this Eagle team score in a hurry. So I can't put anything to bed yet.
Nope.
This will be a pass by Drew over the middle. That one will be short-hopped. He tried to find Garnand over the middle, but double covered, and wisely puts that one into the grass.
Well, I think they're starting to figure out that back end stuff where they're trying to do maybe a post route or even just an inside curl or even a dig. They're keeping track of that, and they're got their safeties back far enough where they're going to get that. The main thing you're going to want to do up front is you're going to want to get pressure on them.
Yeah, really late in that second quarter, Noah was finding his receivers in those zones of that defense and able to get it over. That one, he does find his receiver, Brady March, but that is
low throw, catches him to put the knee down on the ground and calm down.
Yeah, and college, just like in high school, if your knee is down, any part of your lower extremity or elbow is down, you are down by contact. So not like in the pros, can't get up if you haven't been touched yet. So it brings up 3rd and 9. Drew, an obvious passing situation, takes on the blitz up the middle, and he gets hit.
Nice sack. Number 43, Tommy Tanner, if I'm not mistaken again.
Tommy Tanner with his second big play, second sack of the day, and that one was a huge one because Noah didn't feel much of the pressure, and Tanner on looked like a delayed blitz comes up the middle and makes a huge play on defense.
And that's exactly how you want to see your defense respond. Now, coming back out here on offense, the next thing you want to do is punch another one in and just work away at that psyche since you're starting to get later in the game here.
Punt is a good one. End over end will be fielded by Anderson. This one
plenty of room
nicely. Anderson cuts up the field, still on his feet, got to hold on to the football, and will be getting tackled just shy of the 45-yard line, and that'll be where Hinton will take over. It's a good start to this second half by the Blackhawks. They have a touchdown and 2 stops on defense. Take a quick break and be back with 5:40 left to go in the third quarter.
Up to your neck and trying to swim through confusing insurance policy choices? Well, before you drown in coverage you don't need, contact Allstate agent Ryan Stussy. Ryan will help you assess your immediate and also long-term needs so you can clearly choose options catered to your home, personal property, or financial future. Contact Ryan and review your coverage today. 605-377-6776. Don't drown in coverage that you don't need. Stay afloat with Allstate agent Ryan Stussy. 605-377-6776.
A handoff up the middle with Friesen. He'll fall forward, and what looked like a stop at the line of scrimmage. He falls forward and gains a first down. So from a run to none to a run to 10. And Cole Friesen has another set of downs started for the Blackhawks. And we'll start off here as Friesen, as we have the 2 touchdowns, and he's had about 3 or 4 runs of at least 10 yards or more, starting to chip away and being on the slate to be either a modern builder or a Wall of Fame player of the game. This one, a throw over Leary. What a catch!
What a catch.
He came down with that one. He mossed the defender.
Must be an echo in here. I thought the same thing. Great catch there.
And, man, he mossed his defender. We might have that one on replay. I hope we do. It is thrown up nicely and got the defender out in no man's land. He threw that one up over Connor Clausen, and a nice play. Connor Clausen, not a small corner either, 6'1", but Kyle Leary at 6'4", 200 goes up and makes the play, just kind of climbs the ladder and says, oh, I'll take that. First down, Blackhawks. This one will be a handoff. And spinning around, gaining about 4 or 5 yards to the outside, Micah Robinson, the sophomore.
Yep, this is where kind of start of the game, you want to punch about one more in, but then you're going to start seeing some people get cycled out, especially towards the end of beginning of the fourth quarter, and getting some of your younger guys that experience, just for the sake. If you have injuries, you got to have somebody ready to play next.
And I feel like, especially in this game, a lot of younger guys have stepped up to the beck and call and done a good job so far for this Blackhawk team. This one kept by Anderson, nearly gets tripped up out to the outside, and just slowed up enough to save a touchdown there. On the outside are the Eagles, but will still gain a first down on 2nd and 3. And now they just keep chewing clock and moving the sticks. This is a lot of what we saw in the dominance in the first quarter. We need to see it progress into the next 2 quarters. And then really, when you go back up and look at it, and if you win 3 of the 4 quarters played in football, a lot of times you win the game. And I think Coach Arterson will be happy that they end up winning the game, but definitely some teaching moments to look back on in that second quarter for sure. This one thrown to the outside. Leary will lower his shoulder.
King Leary getting up there and about getting to a first down. Almost got to that end zone.
Thought he almost got in, but that actually might have been number 3 on the outside, Logan Kempema.
Logan Kempema. My apologies.
Kempema 6'2", so from
about
a distance,
the same side, yeah.
Very another tall receiver they have on the outside. Very comparable. One is senior, one is junior.
One's 3, one's 5. So I kind of sometimes you get them confused when you don't see them right away, but.
And it'll be 2nd down and about 2 to go, 4 yards to the end zone. And they'll look to run it in here. Looks like they get set, and it'll be
play clock.
Delay a game. As Coach Arterson's talking with the FAR official, wondering as he must not have seen the play clock go down, but it'll be a delay game, and it'll be a 5-yard penalty. He'll back it up to the 7-yard line. Looks like the ball's actually on the 8, so 2nd and 7 to go from the 8-yard line. So there's enough room to get a first down.
Yeah, they can still technically get a first down, but at this point, you just want to punch it in.
So they will set up at the 8-yard line. Anderson will hand it off. Friesen stood up initially, but then lunges forward and will gain a yard or 2.
Wrestled down around the 6-yard line.
So brings up 3rd and 5. That play clock, and we'll want to dwindle down that game clock and snap it with as little time left to really start bleeding this clock here. 3rd down and 5 to go. Be an option to the outside. Trying and keeping it himself will be Anderson, and he'll be tackled right away. Good
stop there.
Good
Great
stop
tackle
on the outside.
Like number 4.
4, Brady Marsh and Lane Mitchell making the tackle. Lane Mitchell had that touchdown earlier, that run of 2 yards. Makes a great tackle on the outside, stopping Hinton on this drive, and they'll set up a Reese Stokes field goal.
Okay. Yep, we've seen a couple out of him already tonight. I'm trying to pad my fantasy stats here.
This one will be almost like an extra point, not too far out. Stokes gets under that one, and it's
got it.
So just a 16-yarder ball on the 6-yard line, so a 16-yard, actually it'd be more like a 20-yard field goal, but is knocked through by Reese Stokes and makes it 38-14. Hinton leads this one. So a nice drive from Hinton. They've scored on both drives in this second half here. Now only a minute 12 left before we get to the fourth quarter. Done exactly what you want to do. I mean, granted, yes, you would like a touchdown on the last drive, but every time that Lawton has had the ball, you stop them, and then every time you've had the ball, you've scored points. And I'm not a mathematician or a great football analysis guy, but if that happens, I'm saying 99.9% of the time you're going to win the football game. And so far, Hinton has set themselves up with great odds to do so on homecoming. And tell you what, they might have refocused, as you talked about during the halftime show, refocused their minds and finish this game out the way they want to. And we still got a quarter to go, so we'll see a lot of, like we said, fresh faces coming in the tail half of this one. But so far, the fight that we've seen out of the Blackhawks coming out of the locker room is exactly what you want to see as a Hinton fan.
Yeah, as a Hinton fan, very pleased with what you've seen so far. They still got to finish the game up, but as I mentioned, so far you've seen what you wanted to see. Great coverage right there.
That one off the muff kick. Dominique Smith has to pick it up off the bounce and is corralled and tackled inside the 20-yard line, and that'll be where the Eagles will start at about the 17. And we have a minute and 6 seconds until we hit the fourth quarter. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors for making this broadcast possible, new and old. And
yeah, and I'd be remiss if I didn't say this. Telco Triad, one of the newest sponsors here to the Metro Sports team. And I'd also like to say, if you'd want to reach out and find out about what kind of advertisements we can do for you and how we can showcase your business, get a hold of me, Seth, at 712-389-8168.
Seth, I have to know how you banked that Telco Triad gig. Do you know someone that works there? Or?
I might just happen to have an insider there. I think it probably might be me, but
okay.
if you want to call it that, but.
I've known Seth with our jobs intertwined, so I've known him before we even started broadcasting, and Seth does a great job. All your banking needs go through Telco Triad and Seth, and all your advertising needs through Metro Sports also go through Seth at Telco there.
And stop down and see us over at Telco Triad at the new building on Floyd Boulevard there, 3098.
There you go. We set back to pass over the middle. That one caught and trying to escape is Marsh. That's a nice catch and gain. It'll stop the clock with 25 seconds to go after they got the first down. And this Lawton team, I tell you what, if they can get a run game established, their passing game, when they're running at more quick tempo, as we're seeing later in the second quarter and right now, is very, very potent.
Yeah, if they're not one-dimensional, you can do a lot of things with the ball. And right now, they're going to become more one-dimensional as the game goes along. Ooh, great pass break up there.
That one thrown to the outside, tried to get, I believe he was going to Garnand, and in and out of the hands of Kaler there. Good defensive play by the Blackhawks to knock that one away. High-pointed nicely. And 7.5 left to go before the fourth quarter here, and they'll have one final play. And it'll be second down and 10. Ball will be at the 29-yard line.
I believe that was Mark Gant on the coverage, too.
This one will be a run, and finding a little bit of a lane. Not enough for the first down, but
tackle
still.
By number 44, Jack Dedeker.
And Jack Dedeker on the tackle, the junior. Evan Tanager will gain about 4 yards to bring up third down and 5 when we come back. The start of the fourth quarter here on Metro Sports Television.
Iowa Lakes is the biggest bang for your buck. I don't know why you wouldn't come here. There's more to community colleges than you think. It's not just go to class and go home. There's still so many fun things you can do on campus. I made some great friendships with my professors. I wanted to go to class. I wanted to do their assignments. I liked the challenge that they gave me. And I think that makes a world of difference. I couldn't have asked for more. My name is Lauren Flayhardy, and I think Iowa Lakes is the perfect place to be.
roofing solutions, pre-engineered steel buildings, and design-build solutions. Modern builders and modern design architects can make it happen. With over 60 years of experience, Modern Builders can manage every aspect of your build. Design, cost, scheduling, and performance. Check them out on the web at modernbuildinc.com. Modern Builders, proud sponsor of the Hinton Hard Hat Award winner.
Back here at the start of the fourth quarter, as set up with a 3rd and 4 are the Eagles of Lawton-Bronson. They had a very good conclusion to the half, and third quarter really dominated by the Blackhawks as Coach Harderson came out of the locker room with his team with a little bit of pep in their step here on homecoming. And a couple of good plays offensively and defensively by the Blackhawks have really shut out in the second half the Eagles, but they are threatening here. This one thrown to the outside, trying to reach for the first down, and I believe getting it.
A little extra effort there and got the first down, or got that first down.
That was complete to the outside to number 1, Jackson Otto. And it'll be a first down.
And shout out to Emily down in Omaha watching the stream. Tip $44.
There we go. Appreciate that very much. Tips are obviously not assumed, but very appreciated. If you liking the stream, make sure you scan that QR code and send us over what you guys think we're worth. Hey, even a penny. I'll take a penny. I don't know if Venmo will let you do that. I'm not sure, though.
Normally we get tips to tell us to be quiet. That's kind of what I thought that was for, but, hey, I appreciate it.
If you want a quiet stream, I'll watch the game with you. We're taking it in live with you guys. Logan doing a great job on our camera crew. Riley on our tech and our stats with Bryce Click and Cole Conlon doing a great job here. We're just bringing the voice to the game. Myself, Mitch McCumber, will join alongside me, Seth Dedeker. We're taking in a good contest, one that went kind of back and forth in the second quarter, Seth, and now really seems to be controlled by the Blackhawks as they find themselves up by 24 points.
Yeah, and that's kind of what you wanted to see out of the second half, especially that probably would have been the message at the halftime with Coach Harderson.
Now with 3rd and 8 thrown outside, Garnett has it, will gain more than the first down needed, and it'll be a gain of about 13 on the play. Getting up a little slow on the play is Garnett. We're good to see him back on his feet. It'll bring up a first down for the Eagles with just under 11 minutes to play.
Yeah, once again, you get into that 3rd and long situation. You can't bail them out by letting them do just a little screen pass like that. You got to play on your keys. You got to play a little bit closer to the line of scrimmage.
Set now at the 43-yard line.
Another one.
Screen.
Ooh.
That one.
If Cole Friesen read that one pretty good, if he would have kept his feet, there's a good chance that would have been picked off.
If it weren't for the block on the outside by Stasvold kind of knocking Friesen off his feet, I think that might have been an interception.
Yeah, maybe a little pass interference there then, if that's what we're talking about.
Could be. Refs didn't throw the flag, therefore no flag.
Yep, no foul
on the field. No harm, no foul. Sets up 2nd and 10 for the Eagles. Drew will hand this ball off up the middle to Tanner and falling forward and gaining about 3 yards.
Host the Blackhawks in on the play there.
Nice run, and they have kind of done that run. They've thrown it. They kind of try to space the defense out, throw a couple of those screens, run Tanner up the middle. And so far, besides those 2 touchdowns that they scored, Hinton's done a really good job of staying home defensively, making the plays on the outside when they need to, tackling guys behind the line of scrimmage, and then really honing in on the middle of the field and not letting them get any more running room. This one and the other fake handoff. And
tunnel screen, and that didn't really go anywhere.
Trying to fight back to the line of scrimmage was Garnett, and he barely gets back there. It'll bring up 4th down and 6 for the Eagles, and Down 24 with 10 to go. It's almost go-for-it territory, and they will.
Well, being down what they are at the moment and in the fourth quarter, at this point you really don't have anything to lose.
They will line up in to go for it formation here on 4th and 6. Drew takes the snap, looks to fire over the middle. That is caught, and it has enough for the first down. Getting right by the sticks and securing the grab. I believe that's Garnand on the outside again. It is Kaylor Garnand. Needed 6, got 6. And extends the drive. Late in the second half, or late in the second quarter, Drew found Garnand on a couple back-to-back plays as well. Try to set this one up 1st and 10 from the 34-yard line. And it'll be a false start. It'll back him up.
You know, and like I said, on Hinton's side, all you're trying to do is just get to the end of the game at this point. You have a 38-14 lead. Don't do anything silly. Don't have any big penalties, and don't allow any big plays.
They'll try to limit that here as the Eagles have 1st down and 15 from the 37-yard line. And now a false start penalty again.
Yeah. Illegal motion maybe.
That one on March on the outside got a little too happy with his feet. So it'll be 1st down and 20. All the way back now from the 42-yard line, so they are moving the sticks in the wrong direction now are the Eagles, and the time still ticking on that Premier Communications scoreboard. Another false start now on this side with Garnand. Wow, this is disastrous series for the Eagles. 3 infraction penalties before the ball is snapped, and it'll be 1st down and 25.
Well, they needed, you know, we talked about how the Blackhawks at halftime needed to come in and focus. They need to start focusing here, and yep, we're going to take a timeout here for that so that they can talk it over for a little bit and say, hey, stay put.
And we'll do the same thing. We'll get refocused here and be back with the last 8:49 here on Metro Sports Television. Stick with us for our Baumgars postgame show as we give out the Wall of Fame Player of the Game and our Modern Builders Hard Hat Player of the Game. And this one going to be dominated by Blackhawk players, as it per usual is. We try not to be too much homers, but in the games that we have that Hinton has won, you know, we give out multiple awards on both sides of the ball. And they have a 38-14 lead right now with 8:49 left to go. And you know, up until the Eagles have shot themselves in the foot, Hinton has done a really good job of stopping this Eagles offense. And another false start penalty on the outside again. Oh, my goodness.
That is just a lack of concentration at this point.
And that is I tell you what, that's the second one in a row. And I know Kaylor not quite so personally, but I do know him. I've covered him. That is a great athlete, and that's just 2 mental mistakes that he definitely wants back. He's a great athlete, great receiver. But now they sit looking down a long tunnel. 1st and 30. If you had that on your bingo card, you definitely yell out bingo on that one. This one thrown in the air and nearly intercepted.
Well, you say Tommy Tanner just about added to his great night there with an interception.
I tell you what, 2 sacks and a pick, that would either be your Modern Builders Hard Hat Player of the Game or your Wall of Fame Player of the Game. And but that one falls into the dirt, and I tell you what, that would have just ended a horrific drive for the Eagles. Start off with 4 penalties in a row, backing yourself up 5 yards each time, and now sitting at 2nd and 30 This one thrown over the middle, and that one is
almost picked again.
Off the hands of Anderson. And Anderson hadn't seen an easier pick in his life, and almost two came to him too quickly to where he's like, oh. And that bounces off him harmlessly to the turf as well. So now it brings up 3rd and 30. And if you stood with us in the end of the first half, this is right where the Eagles want the Blackhawks, is they fall apart defensively on those 3rd and 4th and longs, and that's how they kept drives alive. Noah throws that one over the middle and had a man, and Smith had a step, but that one will fall incomplete as well. So 3 incomplete passes after the 4 penalties will set up a 4th down and 30, and it'll be punting time for the Eagles, and the defense does what they're supposed to do and gets off the field, although I'm sure looking back
from the offense.
Looking back at the film, too, I'm sure some of the guys are going to be like, that should have been easy pick'ems.
But, you know, at the end of the day, as long as you're doing what you need to do and you're not giving up a touchdown, it doesn't matter.
And in punting formation are the Eagles, and they will hit a end-over-end punt. This one will bounce into Anderson's hands, and he tries to shake a defender and will get up past the 25-yard line. It's a nice return by Anderson of about 10 to 15 yards. And that's where this Blackhawk offense will set up with 8:25 left to go. I wonder how long we'll see Anderson and the starters and company in on offense. Give it probably one more possession, depending on score.
It depends, yeah. They might just end up, and all they're going to do here is run the ball. They're trying to run the clock out and, you know, basically get down to the point where they can go into victory formation, but they still got a lot of time left on that clock that they can still work their offense.
3 timeouts in the arsenal for the Blackhawks, 2 for the Eagles. Anderson has a keeper and will run forward. Trying to strip at the ball are Lawton-Bronson, but still keeping his legs churning and getting about 8 yards on that opening carry is Anderson.
Comes up a little gingerly, so now we're talking about that point where you might want to start changing some people out.
On the outside, Leary also comes off the field, so they'll make a couple substitutions, will the Blackhawks. And, I mean, at this time, you know, Stu, I mean, you got guys on the other side that are playing for pride, trying to get turnovers, trying to get more possessions too, and they're going to do anything they can to get the ball back. Now, obviously, they're going to be given 110% effort. You cannot let up. Anderson set to pass, throws a little screen over. Friesen has it, will have the first down, and nearly tightrope the sideline.
Good block on the outside there by Jacob Bishop, too. He hit 2 guys and made a block.
Bishop frees up Friesen, and Friesen has a first down. Adds a catch to his already really nice running game he's had tonight with his 2 touchdowns, and I would assume anywhere to right around the tune of 65 to 75 yards rushing.
Yeah, it's got to be pretty close to that. I would say right around there.
Not to get him involved yet, still to go. This one will be the keeper. It is a handoff, and it'll go up the middle for another 5 yards. And if you can keep this tote, if you're hitting, you just keep chewing clock and get 5 yards per carry. You'll bleed this clock all the way down and give the Eagles one last kind of pity possession with about 2 minutes to go.
Yeah, once you get yourself down on you got yourself on the play clock, there's no reason you should be snapping it outside of 5 seconds on the play clock at this point. You're just trying to kill the clock. You're trying to get back to the locker room and enjoy your homecoming win.
24 points. The difference in this one, 38 to 14. As Anderson will keep this one again, a designed quarterback draw. Leaning forward and looking to be just about
the first round down stick. I don't know if they gave it to him or not.
It's going to be a half yard short, it looks like, unless they want to give it to him. And they are going to say he's a little short. So we'll bring up a 3rd down and about, we'll call it a half a yard. Not quite index card material yet, but very close. 3rd down 1. I mean, the whole playbook is open for the Blackhawks at this point. I'm not saying that they're going to throw it, but they can give it to a multitude of backs and just run it, pound it up the middle. And it looks like that's what they'll do. And now they will. They're looking to pass, which is exactly what I was just getting ready to say.
Well, we got a flag out there.
And they were trying to, looks like they were going to go for Caden Barrett. I don't know if they were all set. They weren't. So it'll take it now from a 3rd and very short 1 to a 3rd and 6. And now playbook gets a little smaller.
Yeah, now you might have to pass, but you're also kind of in that territory where you can possibly go for it on 4th if you're just trying to ice the game, but I'm not a big fan of that last play call. I probably would have just run it and been done.
Yeah, and I think that just lining up and having her up the middle, you can easily gain a yard there. And Frisian gets back to the old line of scrimmage on that spot. It's going to be really close. They might have to give a measurement. It looks about right where this last spot was. I don't know. They'll do it exactly where it was. So he gained the 5 yards they lost in the penalty. So now 4th and about an inch. We'll see if they can get it there with 5 minutes and 20 seconds left. And they'll send Anderson back out into the huddle. The play clock was at 40 now, down to, I'm having a little trouble with it. They haven't ran the clock yet. Now they will, and a 1st down, and Anderson still on. And Anderson nearly broke that one for a touchdown. Still scampered for 20-plus yards. And that's just the pure athleticism as he breaks through that initial hole, and with only corners to hold him, he's going to keep running.
Yep, and he also did the right thing there, too. I mean, you can try to bust it out and score a touchdown because why not? But at that point, just cover up the ball, and if you get caught, so be it.
And the kind of the breakaway speed that you don't really see much at the 6'4", 205-pound quarterback, but he possesses all of that, and that's why he's going to make the North Dakota football team very happy in the next couple years. This one, tossed to the outside with room to run, cutting to the end zone and into the end zone.
Touchdown.
25 yards out. Micah Robbins, the sophomore.
He's got some speed. I know I've been hearing that around. I think last year he was on the 4x2 team that did really good down at State. So he has speed to him.
And he took that one, just a nice little easy little pop screen to the outside and used his wheels and beat the corner to the end zone. And he'll score on homecoming. This is a sophomore, so still 2 years left.
Yeah.
We'll see him in a Blackhawk uniform, so good to get him on the board as well, and they extend their lead with the extra point coming here from Reese Stokes. That one, just like every other one we've seen tonight from Stokes, is up and good. It'll be 45-14. The Blackhawks lead this one by 31 points. We'll take a quick break with 4:15 left to go in the 4th quarter. We'll be right back here on Metro Sports Television.
When the leaves start to turn, that means summer's over. So head to Baumgars now for your pre-winter needs. In one stop, you'll find leaf rakes and winterizing fertilizers for your lawn, plus batteries and antifreeze for your car, weather strip, caulk, and pest control for your home, and warmer clothing for you. There's shelter for your pets and heaters, including electric, propane, and kerosene to keep you warm. From the Midwest to the Rockies, Baumgars is your fall weatherization headquarters.
Back here, 4:15 left to go in the 4th quarter as Hinton took any doubt that we had going into halftime, and they put it to bed early in this one as they came out and have been the more focused and more aggressive team in the second half, as we talked about during our nice halftime show, Northwest Bank halftime show. And I don't know if they were listening to the broadcast, Seth, but everything that we hit on for the halftime show they have delivered from, and maybe just we understand a little bit of football more than what we think we give ourselves credit for.
I know. It's almost like they had a view into what we were doing up here in the broadcast booth, because they're doing exactly what they needed to. The defense has stepped up. The offense has still scored points. And for the most part, they haven't stalled on any drives.
No, they have scored on every offensive drive that they've had. That last one, as that's a nice return by the Eagles. But that last one scored by the sophomore Micah Robbins from 25 yards out. A pitch and catch from Gabe Anderson. Looking at some of the other scores still, 20-14 in the West Sioux game. That one a tight contest over there in Haywarden. As we figured that one was going to be.
Maple Valley Anthenotos looked a little bit better this year than they were in the last year.
And after that first score by Washington, Lincoln has poured it on. It's 35-7 up in the matchup there up in South Dakota. I figured Lincoln, that's a really good team, ranked number 1 or number 2 up in Sioux Falls, and they're showing why. Brad New and his crew have that call as Pat Schultz and Rob Maynard out in West Sioux.
Looks like we got some backups in the game there. A couple of players came out, but they still have a decent majority of their players out there. And looks like Oldable Arthur Battle Creek out of Grove took home a 26-0 win over the Raptors.
That was after, wonder if Ridgeview was kind of high and mighty after their win against this Hinton Blackhawk team last week, and came in and played a team that's honestly a lot different in styles. Hinton team that we've seen tonight likes to run the ball. OABCIG got a heck of a quarterback, heck of some good receivers. They have a talented running back of their own.
Yep.
But Kohler and DeJean and the rest of that group, they can play some good ball. That game coming up here later in the schedule for Hinton, they have to travel to Oldable. That'll be a great game. Mark your calendars for that one. We'll try to get that one here on Metro Sports Television. As that one run up the middle by Daniger again, and he'll grab a first down for the Blackhawk, or for the Eagles, excuse me.
Yep, it's easy confusion. We got Eagles, Blackhawks, pretty similar,
And then their colors are the same, although the white and blacks for the Eagles and the all-black home uniforms for the Blackhawks. This one handed off on the end around. Gaining some nice yardage there is Dominic Smith, and will be tackled. And it'll bring up a third down for...
Second down.
Good gain on first down. Bring up second down and 4 for Lawton-Bronson. And it looks like they'll fake the handoff this time and go up the middle. And that one tackled nicely. And not quite getting to the line needing for a first down. So it will bring up a nice third down opportunity for this second defense to get a stop.
Got some more defensive substitutions coming in here.
Logan Charleston coming in, the senior. 6'4", 350. Big boy, hard to miss. Try to clog the lane up in the middle there. As the handoff goes, and that trying to fight their way for a first down. I think they got it by about a foot.
Led by number 12 there.
Tackle limiting here, and this is kind of where the second string defense hangs their hat on and tries not to let the first string or part of the first string offense score for the Eagles. This one hand around to Smith, and then corralled after a gain of only about 2, and he gets tackled inbounds. So the clock will still continue to run a minute and give about 80 ticks left on the clock. Minute 20 left to go in this contest. Hinton will get their 4th win of the season, move to 4-1 with a 45-14 as it stands right now. Victory. Drew rolls out, looking to throw across his body. That one nearly intercepted.
That's never, as a quarterback, you're always taught that. Do not throw back across your body on the run, because it's not going to go where you think it's going to, and that very well could have been picked off.
He left that one short and nearly in the hands of a Blackhawk defender, but it does fall incomplete. So with exactly a minute left to go in this one, it'll be 3rd down and 8. Eagles trying to fight for another set of downs in this contest. It will be a handoff to the outside. Smith nearly
There's
got
a great tackle.
And that time wrapped up nicely on the outside by
number 22.
22 again. After the Micah Robbins just got the touchdown as a nice tackle on the outside. And the sophomore making some plays late in the 4th quarter now.
Yep, he's back there at the other safety spot opposite of Kempema. You know, when you're playing behind the 2 seniors that you're playing behind, you're not going to get a lot of playing time, but looks like he's just as capable.
Nice play there by the sophomore. Now it'll fake the end around, and Drew's got some room to run. Heading to the outside, Drew will be knocked out of bounds at around the 20-yard line after a gain of 12 to 13. It'll be 1st down and 10 with 16 seconds left to go. Ball will be at the 20-yard line.
And if you're coming in here at the second, as a second-string defense, your main job, do not let them score in this last 16 seconds.
You got about 1 play, maybe 2 plays left, depending if the ball goes out of bounds. So you do have timeouts left. I just don't know if Lawton would call them or not, but we'll see. Drew sets up to pass. Throws over the middle, and a tackle will be made.
By Kempema.
Got it over to Brady March, and with 9 seconds left, there will be a timeout taken by Lawton-Bronson. So we'll take a timeout with 9 seconds. We'll take a quick timeout and let our sponsors identify themselves as well. We'll be right back with the conclusion here on Metro Sports Television.
And Emily are visiting Emily's parents this weekend, where Josh will propose. He's nervous, but not about the ring. Well done, Josh. Well done. Chase is proposing to Ashley at the resort where they first met. Ashley was vacationing with friends, but Chase ended up being her best friend of all, plus some. Every diamond tells a story, but there's no story like yours. And there's no diamond like a Greenberg's diamond. Greenberg's Jewelers, a cut above the rest.
Back with just a little bit more than the fastest 8 seconds. We have 9 seconds on the game clock with, it's like the final play of the contest of Homecoming. Hinton will walk out Homecoming win. It'll be 45, and we'll see if Lawton gets on the board. This will be a handoff to the outside, scampering to the end zone,
touchdown.
And scoring from 20 yards out is their tailback, Evan Tanager, and he'll score to make it 45-20, barring the extra point.
You know, as a defense, you don't want to let that happen towards the end of the game, but also it's 45-21, so it's probably not going to make too big of a difference on the scoreboard.
Extra point up and drilled through. So the final, barring anything crazy in the next 4.9 seconds, will be 45-21. Hinton will walk out the victors here on Homecoming, and just need to secure the kick and go down and take one final knee down and celebrate your Homecoming
win
with a victory and get on to the dance tomorrow and have a
little 24-point win, and looks like the overs might have hit too.
Yeah. I don't know what the spread was.
I'm curious. I have no clue. I don't think there is one, but maybe there might.
And I was in talks with this, and with the way that sports betting is taking over, how much longer until it's in high school?
Oh, who knows? I don't. There's way too many people that are into that stuff, so it could be pretty quick. You never know.
Oh, just like that. NBA breaking news. Karl-Anthony Towns to be traded to the Knicks. We're not even talking basketball, but that just popped up. Yeah. All my Timberwolves fans, I don't know how
I'm
you're
a
feeling.
Timberwolves fan. That's why I was like, wow. But I kind of think I saw that coming. They were talking about that happening last year.
I'm liking my new look Nuggets with Russ. I'm a huge Russell Westbrook fan. I mean, would love to have him 10 years ago, but hey,
You take him when you can get him.
Absolutely. Eagles will kick off. Doing the kicking, John O'Toole. And this one will be a end-over-end variety. It kind of corkscrews down and trying to take the rest of the clock out, and that will do it for the contest. That'll put a final on this one. As the clock hits 0 here on Metro Sports, the premier communications scoreboard has a final 45-21. The Blackhawks get a win here on Homecoming. We'll take a quick break and be back with the Baumgars postgame show, Modern Builders Hard Hat Player of the Game, and our Wall of Fame Player of the Game. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back here on Metro Sports Television.
Iowa Lakes is the biggest bang for your buck. I don't know why you wouldn't come here. There's more to community colleges than you think. It's not just go to class and go home. There's still so many fun things you can do on campus. I made some great friendships with my professors. Like, I wanted to go to class. I wanted to do their assignments. You know, I liked the challenge that they gave me. And I think that makes a world of difference. I couldn't have asked for more. My name is Lauren Flay-Hardy, and I think Iowa Lakes is the perfect place to be.
Roofing solutions, pre-engineered steel buildings, and design-build solutions. Modern builders and modern design architects can make it happen. With over 60 years of experience, Modern Builders can manage every aspect of your build. Design, cost, scheduling, and performance. Check them out on the web at modernbuildinc.com. Modern Builders, proud sponsor of the Hinton Hard Hat Award winner.
When the leaves start to turn, that means summer's over. So head to Baumgars now for your pre-winter needs. In one stop, you'll find leaf rakes and winterizing fertilizers for your lawn, plus batteries and antifreeze for your car, weather strip, caulk, and pest control for your home, and warmer clothing for you. There's shelter for your pets and heaters, including electric, propane, and kerosene to keep you warm. From the Midwest to the Rockies, Baumgars is your fall weatherization headquarters.
KCAU and Metro Sports TV have teamed up to give you the most complete sports coverage in Siouxland. Watch live full broadcasts of local high school sports on SiouxlandProud.com. Just click live sporting events under the sports tab. KCAU 9 and Metro Sports TV. We're Siouxland proud.
Welcome back to our Baumgars postgame show. As the final in this one, the Hinton Blackhawks win Homecoming 45-21. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors for making it all possible. As they zoom in close to that final picture there for Homecoming, and a fight song will be sung by Gabe Anderson. We'll go through the scoring here really quick. After the first quarter, it was 14-0. Second quarter was 28-14, 38-14, and then the final 45-21. I'll tell you how you got there. Started off with the Carver DeGroat pick six, and we'll actually skip right over that and mention him as our Modern Builders hard hat of the game with that pick six and a lot of other study plays on the defensive side of the ball. Carver DeGroat gets our Modern Builders hard hat of the game. Cole Friesian follows it up with 2 touchdown runs, one of 5 yards, one of 7 yards, and he will win our Wall of Fame Player of the Game. Not only did he have 2 touchdowns, but he had a couple runs of 10 yards plus, I believe averaged about a 4 to 5 yard average clip per rush, and finished with about 85 yards rushing as well. After that, Gabe Anderson took it in himself from 24 yards out, and that was where we sat at 28-0. Lawton responded with a 2-yard touchdown run from Lane Mitchell and a 9-yard touchdown pass to March, and then we went into halftime at a 28-14 game. Brogan Lake opened the scoring in the second half with a 8-yard touchdown run. Then Reese Stokes added a 27-yard field goal. The touchdown scored at the end there by the sophomore Micah Robbins, and then Evan Tanager ran it out from 15 yards out to make our score 45-21. And like I talked about before, our Modern Builders hard hat of the game goes to Carver DeGroot with the pick 6 and the plays on defense. And the Wall of Fame player of the game goes to Cole Friesian with the 2 touchdowns and 85 yards rushing. And that will do it for us here in Hinton for homecoming. For our stats and analysis from Bryce Click and Cole Conlon, our guy in the sky doing all of the recording, Logan Click, from our truck guy, that do-it-all guy. We wouldn't be anywhere without him. Riley Lillenquist, I'm Mitch McCumber, and we have our, obviously, Batman can't have a Robin. Robin can't have a Batman.
Exactly.
And I can't do it without my man, Seth Dedeker. We thank you guys for joining us. Come back with us next week as we'll have a full slate of games. Make sure you go to our website at metrosports.tv to be up with all of your info. And make sure you follow us on YouTube as well. And make sure you go to KCAU News Tonight to watch all the highlights with Anthony Mitchell. Until next time, guys, have a safe one. We'll see you later.